Hello and welcome, everybody. That's very loud. Oh my goodness. Sorry about that. To the Trackalicious live stream. Sorry for that intro. But we are here at the Nürburgring 2-hour driver swap. Hope everyone's having a great afternoon today. This is round 3, the Winter 2023 series. Today I'm joined with my boy Blue in the booth.
Yep, yet another Saturday of beautiful driving. We got some competition now. 3 weeks into it, so it's getting a lot of fun. These guys are good drivers.
Yeah, absolutely. Last week I think we saw the McLaren 720S team win of
It was Eric Neville and Peter O'Brien, and Peter O'Brien's actually he's gonna be solo. Eric Neville couldn't make the trip out to Nürburgring, so it'll be just the man that I have deemed P.O.B., Peter O'Brien.
Alrighty. Well, he's got quite the race ahead of him here, as we are starting qualifying here in the night. So he will have to be doing qualifying and race on his own, which 20-minute qualifying, nothing he can't handle, I'm sure.
Yeah, he's pretty. I don't want to say he's a pretty solid driver, because he's actually been a very, very good driver in that 720S. A lot of these guys are. Pre-practice, I was noticing 55. Nate Lamlin, the Alpha Dog, setting a 155, which is pretty quick. 54, 55 is a nice pace to have around Nürburgring. For instance, Pro-Am time is probably about 56, 57. Being a Pro-Am driver, it's usually what I run. So setting a 55 is quick for these guys.
Yeah. Currently, I think the car starting their first lap is going to be Ollie Raza, or is this the 463 of Dana Versosa? I think Dana Versosa is on his out lap.
We also have a little night action going on.
Yeah.
Racing at twilight.
In the dark qualifying here, we can hop on board with Ollie Raza. Ride along with him for right now, as he is quickest through Sector 1. Although he was first through Sector 1, so that might explain it. And pushing through the curve complex that I cannot pronounce.
Yep, good luck on that one. I think we can get the Schumacher S's down. I think those we can. That name we've got.
We can go for Dunlop. I think the Dunlop Kern. I have no idea.
Good one.
Ollie Raza twitching at the wheel. Sparks coming out of the back of his car there. Number 11 Aston Martin pushing along through the night. It's 11 p.m. here in Germany. It's 11 o'clock for me in the morning.
In the States, yeah, on the West Coast there. Yeah, of course, we run this series, as these guys run through qualifying, we run this series every Saturday at about 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And these guys are all for it. Ali Raza setting that 55.2. Horman not too terribly far off the 56.0. So I think we're going to see a little nice, tight, competitive pack here. This track was also featured this week on Low Fuel Motorsports, and if you haven't checked out Low Fuel Motorsports, it's actually a lot of fun. It gets you really, really acquainted with a lot of different tracks, and really, really hyper competitive. Tons of fun, totally free to do it, but I think that's going to result in this being very, very quick and feisty in a good way, right? Because these guys have had a lot of time on track throughout the week running Low Fuel Motorsports. That's my assumption. Some of these guys may not do it at all, but I know Nate Lamlin is one of them. He's been in and out of Low Fuel Motorsports Nürburgring lobbies, so.
Now we're currently following along here with Wolfgang. Wolfgang here, the German home team favorite, I would say. His home race. Right? See what he can manage to do here. Although I don't think he's the only German driver.
I don't believe
session.
So. But it would be cool, you know. It's a track that he knows. He's presumably familiar with, right? I drive with one guy who absolutely loves the Nürburgring. He lives about 45 minutes away from it, and he can name every pebble on this track. So it obviously does mean a lot to some German drivers.
Yeah.
Now I was actually looking at the standings and the results from last week, and a driver team that we have to look for this week for a little bit of redemption would be Visceral Esports in that Visceral Esports Porsche.
Okay. You talking about Mick Schultz? No, that's Speed Racing Team. Hold on. Where's the Visceral Esports? I don't even see it.
They qualified second. They ended up finishing 16th at Silverstone last week. It's Lucas Sidor and company. So, really good qualifying, and he just had a little bit of a nasty race. So I would definitely think that coming into this is going to be a little bit racing with a chip on their shoulder and racing with some serious pace. The other one, actually our top three from last week, Nate Lamlin Racing in that Aston, he's going to want to bop himself back up as we see Schultz just keep improving on his time, 1:54.4. Like I was saying, that's a fast time. He's hauling and using that nimble Porsche. That car just can really, really dice up this track.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have Sway, Washed Up Squid Provolone. Welcome, everybody.
Squiddy, personal favorite. Love me a good washed up squid.
What are the track temps? Good question. Good question. We're looking at an 18-degree track temp, 18-degree ambient temp, and conditions looking sunny throughout this qualifying session. Very low wind.
And for those aero cars, the cars that rely a lot on aerodynamics, I know that wind fact sounds a little funny, but it does matter. You know, you don't want a crazy, you don't want a breeze going one way or the other for those high aero cars like a McLaren, or I would say the McLaren probably has the biggest aero advantage or disadvantage depending on how you're looking at it. If that car gets any sort of aero damage,
absolutely,
you're dead in the water. And you drove the McLaren for a while yourself, Mike, so
yeah.
You know that.
Yeah, the McLaren, especially if you get any damage to the rear end of that car, it is basically race over. But
now I'm actually on board right now with Schultz here, that 899 Porsche, and he was improving on his time, and he almost used the BMW in front of him as a little bit of a tow down the pit straight. It didn't quite work out for him, but he sets a 1:54.1. So I mean, he's still hauling for sure.
Yeah, he's a second and a bit. Oh, he's going back into the pits to make a little bit of a setup change, presumably. But he's a second and a bit off of Ollie Raza here. Ollie Raza is improving on his time, has a bit more of this lap to go. Though he's actually going to be one of the closer ones to be finishing their lap. We see Daniel Versosa here. I think he's also on a lap. He is improving. And he's getting flashed from behind, but I think unfortunately that car is just going to have to suck it up that their lap is over, but they decided to... Yelson.
Yep. A little bit of qualifying action. Obviously you don't want to sit there and race each other in quali, right? That's not the point of quali.
I mean,
but
when your lap's already ruined, your lap's already ruined.
Yep, back it out and think about it. But Versosa was telling me, they're driving that Ferrari, that Chip Ganassi Ford Ferrari, which is a really funny name.
Oh, you're back in the pits?
Yep.
He was on an improvement.
You got to think there was a setup change, but Versosa was telling me that he's grown accustomed to the Ferrari, and he's really liking what the team has done with the with the car coming into Nürburgring. Not a great Spa, and not a killer Silverstone, but he said he was feeling confident for Nürburgring. He put a little bit more practice in this week, is what he was letting me know.
We'll see if that practice pays off. Imagine it will in the end. We see here.
You gotta think practice makes perfect, right? That's the saying.
You would think. You'd hope at least. But let's see here. Radu is going to be coming across the line here for P13. Not making an improvement on his lap. I think. Holy smokes!
Maybe a little frustration was going into that lap, I think.
That was all right.
Definitely something to catch on stream, for sure. But this is so far, of course, we're a little bit into qualifying now, but this is a little bit different dynamic that we have in our top three. We've got Mark Schultz, Ali Raza, and Horman in that McLaren, that Vivid Global Racing McLaren, who had a really, really strong Spa race, coming in top 5. And this one, I believe he was top 5. That might have been the Aston of Vivid Global that I'm thinking of. But, you know, again, different top 3 than what we saw last week at Silverstone. So another brand new dynamic to bring in, and we'll see where those guys that did qualify really, really well last week, where they end up this week. I think Nate is a pretty good driver. He's definitely going to try to crack in some killer times, but a 54-1, I don't think I'm not sure he's got it in him. I would like to challenge him to that. I think that he can do it. I think he can push himself, but it's going to be a challenge for him.
Yeah, and I also wonder, is it odds than evens on track? Is that how this qualifying session went? That's how it's looking like it went.
It is, yes. It's usually how they procure this in a lot of the Trackalicious qualifying events. There's an order, which is kind of nice for coming from a driver perspective, because then you get that consistency. You know who you're going out with. The track isn't flooded. You know, we have a nice grid today. We've got 33 drivers, and that's going to provide some good battles. But in qualifying, you kind of want a little bit more of the track to yourself. That's what this provides for sure.
Yeah, the Nürburgring, though, luckily does have a good bit of space on it for this amount of drivers. It is a 3.2-mile track in the heart of the Ardennes forest.
Is it in the Ardennes?
I think so.
I think Spa is in the Ardennes.
Oh, it's in the Eifel Mountains. That's right. I knew that. It's in the Eifel Mountains. That's what I said. I was testing knowledge.
No, I heard you. I heard you say that. Yep.
Track has 3 out of 5 stars on Google, interestingly enough. I'm not sure what that means.
Yeah, someone left a couple bad Yelp reviews. But I'm taking a look at these Silverstone standings from last week. Just kind of going back and refreshing people of what happened last week. And 2 weeks in a row, a team that we got to kind of peer into is Vivid Global Racing. The VGR, they had a bunch of top 10 finishers at Spa, and then they have a 5-6 finish at Silverstone, which is pretty decent. It's nice for the championship and makes it look good as a team, right? They have one Aston, and then they have a McLaren as well. And currently right now, the Vivid Global Racing McLaren sits in P4. So as Peter O'Brien takes that P2 spot, of course, our race winner last week. And he was a race winner at Spa, too. So
yeah, great drive so far from him. I think if I'm not mistaken, he kind of snuck into that last week's victory.
He did, yes. Yeah, both races were squeaky, but, you know, they pulled it off. Him and his teammate, Eric Neville, again, couldn't make the trip out to the Nürburgring with his teammate, but I think I was talking with Bobby earlier, and he said, it's 2 hours. I can do it. I've, Eric and I have been teammates in other series previously. I think we can manage, but it is definitely going to be a little bit of a miss for Eric. But it's good to have your driver have confidence in himself, right, to take on a 2-hour challenge. So he knows the car, he knows the track. Should make for a good combo.
Yeah, and SWR, welcome. Thank you for making it. We're glad you made it in time. And yes, Neltac, low 54s. I know. Absolutely insane.
SWR Gaming?
SWWR Gaming.
Oh, that's Steve Tomazic. It's one of our drivers.
Oh.
Driving for Big Brain Racing, which is easy for me to say, of course.
We have... Oh. What the heck did I... Oh, I was holding a button. That was not the right button to hold. Anyways.
Yeah, that 899 Porsche is holding that 54-1. Oh, Mr. Mike Burkhoff, Tracklicious legend, bopping himself up into 4th.
All right.
With a 155.4. And he had a nice Sector 1, Sector 2. He's only got 3 laps in, so he can really kind of only improve from where he's at, which is pretty solid. Not a whole lot of track time in qualifying, unlike Schultz, who's done 4 laps, and Ali Raza, who's done 5, for reference. Got a couple of the guys with 6 in there, but Mike Burkhoff, he's got some room to improve. I think maybe we could see a podium from at least starting on the podium for Mike Burkhoff.
Yeah, he's got a bit of work to do, at least, to get to that 2nd spot. Ali Raza, I still feel like Ali Raza... Oh, he doesn't have any more in him. That's right, because he's in the pits. He's going to... Yeah, no, Mike Burkhoff should be able to pretty easily get ahead of him, especially because that track temp does ramp up quite a bit. I guess that is one disadvantage of having a split qualifying session. The drivers that go out first are at a bit of a disadvantage in that track temp is lower.
Yeah, lower, less rubber.
Yeah.
And this track requires really proper grip, especially if you want to rip it around these corners. So, a little bit of a disadvantage, but you also get your nice space, your safe space, if you will. So, advantages come with disadvantages, but we'll see. I'm actually riding on board with Mike Burkhoff right now. He's coming up to the semi-straight in the back part of the Nürburgring here, up to those chicanes, and that chicane is a make or break for every lap. You either send it too hard and screw up, or you nail it and you have a killer lap time. Rusevsky in the 44 BMW coming in at a 53.6 in that Liqui Moly BMW. Woof. Now they had a really good run at Spa for a large portion of that race. A sour pit stop ended up kind of knocking them down, but wow. And Pozniakonov.
Yeah, exactly. Pozniakonov here up into 3rd position onto the podium. Yannick, excuse me. Kortz,
yep.
Is going to be jumping up into 4th position. Yeah, Mike Burkhoff's work has just gotten a little bit more
daunting.
Yeah, that's a word for it. And I think he is in the pits and will not be able to set another lap. So,
but for P7, and correct me if I'm wrong, not a normal BMW driver.
Mike Burkhoff, I don't know if he has a normal car that he drives.
I think he's a little bit of a hopper. He likes to test out other vehicles. So, my dark horse pick is going to be Lucas Lichten today. Didn't set a quality time at Silverstone. Ends up coming in last. Makes up like 16 some odd positions or something like that.
He didn't set a quality time again.
He's starting from the back again. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on. It's going to be a developing story. I sound like a news anchor, but that's going to be a story that we'll have to keep an eye on, essentially. But yeah, that top 3 is going to be hyper competitive. And a name I'm not seeing on the list, I don't think he was able to make it out, was Hans Koh in that NSX, which is a bit of a bummer. Yeah, he had a rough Silverstone. Lucas Lichten just left the pits. He's got 10 seconds left in quali.
He has to get a hustle on in order to get to that checkered flag.
Yeah. I was also informed by Tim Turquette a couple weeks ago that Yannick Koerts, his teammate, both couple Dutch guys, Yannick shows up the day of the race and just gets in the car and goes. Doesn't have a whole lot of practice, if any. According to Tim, Tim says that he just hops in, sets a quality time, and it's wicked quick and calls it a day.
I don't understand people like that.
I don't know how he does it. It is so nuts. He's naturally inclined to find those apexes. Man, if you could give me that superpower, that would be awesome. But yeah, Yannick Koerts currently sitting in P3, and he's up about a 10th and a half, a little bit over a 10th and a half on his time. So we'll see if he can maybe find another spot here. Man, there is not a whole lot of time in between our top 4, even our top 5.
No, there really isn't. Top 5, I mean, yeah, about half a tenth off from Peter O'Brien. But the other drivers, all within a single tenth of each other pretty much, or at least 2 tenths.
Yeah, they are just, it's going to be a little bit of a dogfight. Oh man, Yannick Koerts, I'm watching his Delta just dipped under his best time crossing the line. So he's going to stay at a P3, but for his Rzewski, Schultz, Koerts, it's a different podium. It's a different top 3 than we had at Silverstone, making things fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And we see them now coming across the line to end that qualifying session here. And the drivers all getting lined up.
And it's Mike's favorite part.
It is.
Yeah.
I hope my tunes aren't blisteringly loud. They were for no reason loud last time. Okay, let's try this again. Oh, they sound great now. Okay.
All right, Mike, give us a track walk.
We will give you a quick grid rundown here. In the dark, it is 1 a.m. in-game time. And we have the proper, there we go, UI up. Let's see if we can get a decent camera angle of these drivers. EV2? Yes, that'll do. All right. So, starting in that glorious pole position is Rzyński in that 44 BMW. We have Schultz starting in P2, Tim Turquette in P3, Poznikanov in P4, Peter O'Brien bringing up that 5th position. Lining up next to him will be Nate Lamlin in the number 11, Aston Martin in P6, Casey Schutte behind him in that 444 in P7. Quite a decent qualifying from him. Professor Kronotis in P8, Hajo Horman starting in P9, Oliver Ewig in P10. Wolfgang will be starting down in P11, number 71, Aston Martin. And we have Salnikov in P12, Christian Winkler in P13, Gary Lynn in P14, Rocky Rocco in P15, Chris Rawmaker in P16, Jason Provolone in P17, the Stinky Cheese Man himself. We have Pascal Reinhardt in P18, Patrick Toth in P19. We have Krasinski in Aaron. That's not how you pronounce that last name. Sorry about that, Aaron. In P20, Justin Seckham in P21, Mark Valencer in P22, Jay David in that 3-2-1 in P23, Bronson Turner in P24, Dana Versosa bringing up P25, Dan Schneider in P26, Radu in P27, Potts Weaver in the McLaren. Yes, he is in the McLaren in P28. Then we have Philip Konecki in P29. Cadleck in P30 in the 102. Aston Martin. Andreas Mostachero in P31. Philip Koop in P32. Shane Reese in P33. And bringing up the back of the grid here once again is the big old Bentley of the 98 car of Lucas Lichten.
I have such a soft spot for the Bentley. It's what I drive all the time. Bentley and Aston Martin. So I don't know. I'm rooting for him. I got a little bit of bias. I know in the booth I'm not supposed to have any bias, but I'm rooting for you, Lucas. But we got some competition going on. Top 5 is separated by less than a second, so we hope that stays the same way throughout the race.
Yeah, and I also just want to take some time to thank JR05E for the follow. Thank you very much. I don't know, Rylus as well. Thank you for the follow. And thank you, Jumpy Whale, as well, for the follow. Much appreciated, everybody. Thanks, everyone, for being here on this afternoon, morning, night. I covered all of them there, so no matter where you are, you were included.
You were wished a good. Yeah, and we've got, now remind me, Mike, we got something going on late in February on Sundays. It's just, could you jog my memory a little bit?
You know, I heard, Blue, I'm not sure how you forgot, but I heard that it is this wonderful thing from this wonderful organization of Trackalicious called the Sunday Pro League, represented at Trackalicious, and will be commentated as well by none other than both you and I.
Wow, that is, how could I forget? I am legally obligated to be there, so yeah, I should probably show up to that. But yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. That's going to be hyper competitive. Top 50 guys get in. We have a support race previously, which is going to be Porsche Cup cars. Man, I'm getting pumped for that one. I don't know about you. We got about 5 seconds left until the formation lap, so this is going to be a ton of fun. Mike just threw up the SimGrid link, so if you guys want to go ahead and sign up for that. Or, you know, we have the P Cup race too, which would be, I mean, I would do that. I would do that too. That's tons of fun. Or
if you feel somewhat intimidated by a pro league, we also happen to have a awesome Monday rookie series here at Trackalicious. It's Monday nights at 5:30 Eastern. Wait, no, 5:30 my time, 8:30 Eastern time, and it's one of the most fun leagues we have. Honestly, Blue driver in that league, and we've gotten up to I think 41 drivers on the grid, and we have I think 51 signed up. But feel free to sign up as a reserve driver because we haven't had a full grid yet, and that is our goal, is to get a full grid of 50. And if we could do that in the rookie series, that would be absolutely nuts. So if
we just did Kailami this last Monday, and it's awesome. We drive GT4 cars, right? Monday rookie GT4, and they Rosevsky just taking those cones out.
What those cones do to him?
Yeah, right in front of my OSHA handbook. But I didn't want to see those anymore. Yeah, the GT4 series is a ton of fun. Good teaching moments. You're in GT4 cars, so it makes the racing nice and close. And Eric, the owner of the server, gives us a little bit of homework, a little bit of teaching material for how to drive, and it's invaluable resources, in my opinion. So, big fan.
As of recently, I think we haven't had Eric been given the homework. We've actually been having the drivers themselves give themselves homework.
Yes, I actually I have to submit an assignment myself.
Naughty Blue.
Naughty. Yeah, quite. So I made a little bit of a send. I announced it too. It's probably the stupidest thing I've ever done. So
it happens. Everything
happens
in racing. It's all good.
It was fun. That's all that matters.
But yeah, plenty of a series here at Trackalicious. As you said, Porsche Cup cars, which is a current one going on. Spec series. There's a lot happening here. And all being broadcast on Twitch, pretty much. Most of it. I think pretty much all of it.
All of it. Yeah, all of it. I'm not there to accompany you for all of them, but you do a fantastic job on your lonesome.
Thank you.
Yep.
And you do a fantastic job of driving into other people. No, not really. Anyways, we'll move on from that. Rzinski leading the way here as we are now coming to the cars into 2x2 Noah's Ark formation.
T1 is going to be an interesting launch here. It's a tight little kink, and they're gonna have to make room for each other. You, in the words of Fernando Alonso, you always have to leave it a space. So, I'm interested to see. We got a little bit in the driver's briefing. We got a little bit of a forewarning to drive safe, right? Utilize track limits sparingly. Also, Lindauer just dipped into the pits here.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that was about, but okay.
Maybe a setup issue or driver issue.
Yeah. But we are coming down the start-finish straight, and we are green here racing at Nürburgring and getting ready. Great start from Brzezinski into P1. Schultz tucking in behind and under pressure from Tim Triquet in third position. Back into P5, we have Peter O'Brien making looks onto the Honda. Everyone grouping up, concertinating. That's massive groups. But I think everyone making it through without a escape. Pretty much Rocky Rocco with a drive-through penalty. I'm not sure how that happened already.
I think he was a little bit up in his position box at the start when they switched to green. So it resulted in him getting that DT. That's just a bit of a bummer. Nice drive from Rocco and Quali to get top 20, and ends up kind of shooting the team in the foot there. A little bit of off track going on down P12. Oh no, Salnikov.
He is.
It was a BMW that got a little spun out there.
Plenty of action through and throughout the field, though. As we see cars battling for position left and right here. The Ferrari of Dan Schneider making a move there onto the Boneyard car behind.
Yeah, love that Boneyard. David Sikut, Polish driver. Kilo Whiskey on Twitch if you want to sauce him a follow. He's streaming right now as well.
And Mick Schultz is into P5. Where did he start?
He started P2, so maybe a little bit of T1 faltering. I don't want to say it's faltering because he just had a better, personal best of my lap times. So, but
yeah.
him and Peter O'Brien there, he's just kind of taking a look at that rear arrow of that McLaren.
It do have a large diffuser, and he is getting very well acquainted with it, but I think he wants to put that behind him quite literally here. Let's see if he makes a move into T1. He's going to go for the switchback maneuver into it. Can he carry the momentum out? I don't think so. It's very twisty and windy into the arena sector here, and very difficult to make an overtake indeed, as these corners come very quickly, especially in GT3 cars.
Yeah, especially in that inside, we talked about it on Thursday night in our spec series. That inside line is really powerful, but you have to get it. You have to command it. And Schultz there was a moment, there was a glimpse, but it just got shut off, in great defense by Peter O'Brien, who of course is doing this solo. Ali Raza making a little bit of jump there on Schultz, pressuring. That Aston Martin grill is not going to go away anytime soon.
Yeah, Schultz made a little bit of an error there, running a bit wide, almost into the grass. Compromised his exit, lost a bit of time to the McLaren in front, and now he is indeed under threat from Ali Raza behind in that number 11 Porsche. Wait, no, Aston Martin.
Close.
They are quite close. There is no denying that.
And Poznikanov and Triquet duking it out for P2 and P3. We got a lot of battles on track. Lots of guys nice and close and cuddly today. I'm really enjoying this.
What the heck?
Konechny
just got absolutely sent to the stratosphere. I think he must have had a little bit of an error, maybe got sent around. And Jelson Cruz, as we switch to him, turns into a BMW bulldozer and plows him into the slip road.
Taking a look here, yeah, he just caught a little bit of the curb and Cruz just happens to be on that that curb where Konechny was and clips him. That sucks for both of those guys. Definitely damage to both cars.
Yes,
sure.
Yes, there's no doubt about that. That was quite a hefty impact. BMW looks okay, but I'm sure it still has some damage.
Yeah, Konechny just gonna limp it along for as long as he can. Of course, you got we're 5 minutes in, so you got another almost 2 hours left. And you don't quite want to bring it in just yet. He was getting a little pressure from Sakut.
Doga, are you referencing what I think you're referencing? Because that competition concluded a while ago, and I didn't win, so I'm not too thrilled with it.
The racers here have the biggest calves. Yes.
Were you involved in the calf competition?
I wasn't. I should have submitted some pictures. I got some pretty beefy moo-moos on me. But Mike Burkhoff, nice driving from him.
Ollie Raza saw an opportunity there to make a move on to Schultz, but Schultz managed to fend it off for right now.
The key term there is for right now.
Yeah.
I think Schultz is going to definitely, I don't want to say definitely succumb to the pressure. He's done a great job defending so far, but it's going to be tough. You got to pick your battles. It's a longer race, so
yeah.
I think if Schultz is smart about this, has good strategy behind it, he can hold him off until a driver swap. But we got to see that.
And there isn't going to be a move into T1, surprisingly, from Ollie Raza. Ollie Raza has to bide his time, wait another lap. He was lapping... Well, Ollie Raza is lapping faster than lapping about a tenth faster, just a little bit less than a tenth, which isn't really anything. But it still shows that Ollie Raza has the pace to keep up at least, and still have the pace to pull a gap if he did manage to get the overtake done. But this Nürburgring, quite the tricky track to get an overtake done. But we see here Pascal Reinhard making a move, I think, onto Patrick Toth. And Toth is going to be under pressure from his teammate as well behind. I would imagine that Radu isn't going to pressure too much. Doesn't want to risk losing out any more time than he has to.
Yeah, and that comes back to the sentence that I said of picking your battles. You got a long race, so you don't want to compromise. You don't want to compromise it that early, right? So pick your battle in the right sense, whether you're defending or whether you're on the. So also we have a pending or a penalty clear for Rocky Rocco in the 1-2-3 BMW. So looks like the stewards got that sorted, and they took care of that team took care of the drive-through. So
I don't know about that. I think Rocky Rocco just served it.
I think that's what I mean. Yeah, sorry. He served it.
He is now down into P31 and actually stopped in the pits currently. Mike Burkhoff. Oh, wait, hold up. Ollie Raza. Oh, man. Ollie Raza just got by. Okay, we're going to go back and watch that. As we see side-by-side action in the final corner, Ollie Raza just basically making his way through. I think there was... I don't know. Maybe Schultz realized that he wasn't going to be winning that battle.
But they're still wicked close to each other. A lot of respect between these two guys, and there's a little bit of side damage to that Schultz Porsche. So maybe that has affected the follow potential that he has on Raza, but I don't know. Schultz has done a good job. Now he's got to go from defense, switch it back to offense, and Porsche's strong here because it can just dice up the track.
I think these two have been going at it for like a couple corners now. I've been looking at them on the mini map, but they are not going to give up on each other. What the heck?
Wow.
These guys.
Great launch there by Sardetsky. And Schneider just couldn't really come back with any other launch. We had slightly offensive racing, and the 83 BMW P22, P23 and I'm not sure there was a little bit pass in the grass, Dale Senior style, or what. It looked a little off track, but made it stick, and Schneider couldn't come back with anything. Sacombe getting pressured by Weaver right behind too. So
Eric in chat now, thinking about the calves of fellow racers as he does.
yes, a classic thought on Eric's mind.
It's a classic thought on all of our minds, is it not?
Also, speaking of thoughts on all of our minds, Lucas Lichten bops himself up into P28. So, and Potts Weaver had a little bit of an off there. Lets Reese and Sakut right by.
And thank you very much, Moreno, 87 for the follow. Once again, just a massive thanks to everybody for being here on their Saturday. Hope everyone's having a nice day off. If you are having a day off, or if you are working on Saturday, hope you're having
watching it work.
Hope you're having a nice, relaxing day at work.
That's what I used to do. I used to watch Tracklicious streams at work before I got a nice little Monday through Friday. So there is a current battle for P29. Peter and Konechny are kind of going back and forth, staying nice and cuddly with each other. And Sacombe's hunting down Schneider too. So we got nice gaps, nice battles here.
We got some love in chat for the number 13 of Weaver and Johnson, Potts Weaver, in P27 currently. Looking like that McLaren has a little bit of damage on it. Front end damage, though, not the end of the world.
Took a little bit of a spill. I think he took a little bit of an esports line, as we like to say. Meaning he went off into the grass, but not a huge deal. Recovered decently.
And we see Justin Seckham here following along with Schneider. Can't really make gains on him, it seems like. He is keeping with him quite nicely, but sticking just kind of with him. Not really pressuring. I think we might see some pressure here from Radu. Radu on his teammate ahead. Wait, what?
Oh, no.
Well, Patrick. Oh, no, slow down. Hit your brakes. Hit your brakes. Wait, where are you going? Wait, there's a way onto the... What?
An interesting rejoin. It was safe enough.
Did he just rejoin into the same position, pretty much? That was hilarious. What the heck just happened?
I mean, he made it work.
He's under pressure. He has a BMW to his inside, which isn't ideal. He's going to go for the switchback maneuver. He's not going to give up that position that easily after...
No momentum, and a little bit of a sour move if he tried to hold that position there. I think Krasnetsky would be a little salty about that one, but nice work by Pat to make sure that he wasn't going to come back on track and ruin anybody's race or his own. So, a little unorthodox, but it worked, right?
Yeah, it definitely did. Andreas, welcome. Andreas Borchers.
Oh man, the myth, the legend, Andreas Borchers in our Twitch chat?
Yes, indeed.
Talk about a fast man.
Speaking of fast people, dude, we got Rosinski here. He's managed to pull a 4-second gap to Tim Troquet. Tim Troquet, though, in second position. I don't think we've seen him this high up in this series.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's battled for P1, P2, P2, P3 at Spa and at Silverstone. So
well, never mind.
No,
then.
he's Yannick.
Fast.
Yeah, Yannick Coertz and Tim Troquet. They are quick. Troquet did it solo last week. No Coertz, so we'll see how the dynamic changes now that he has a partner again. But the Poznikanov pressure's coming too. The Ukrainian in the NSX. It's going to be an interesting battle for our top 1 through about 6. Because Schultz is coming back on the offensive on Raza too. Ooh, baby.
Yeah, this is going to be quite the spicy battle here. These guys haven't given up on each other just yet. Let's see, lap times. We're looking at Schultz lapping at a 155.6 last lap, which is faster than Ollie Roz's 155.7. They basically have switched positions. Oh, and they make contact! And he is round. Ollie Raza gets spun around by Mick Schultz. Mick Schultz carries on. Ollie Raza does as well, losing out on that position. That's going to put him under pressure from Horman behind potentially, but I think Ollie Raza does have the pace to maybe stay ahead of that, but you hate
just a little bit of that passenger side tire onto there's a driver's side tire on the passenger side, or other way around. Mike, you know I'm dyslexic, so but I mean just a little bit of contact, and in these corners you don't have a lot of room to move. So Schultz carries on. Got to think that's going to more than likely get looked at by some stewarding officials or reported, but interesting battle for sure. I love that shot. The weird camera angle in the top right. It goes through the trees. I like that. It's fun. It's cool.
I actually hate it.
Artsy. It's artsy. Look at Dan Schneider pressuring Seckham, one of my box 3 rivals.
Ooh.
In that 103 BMW. Friendly rivalry, of course.
Justin Seckham. Who is he driving with today? Let's take a look. Justin Seckham
he's doing solo.
Really?
I could have sworn.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, his brother Jared couldn't make the race today. Again, another guy that could not make it out to the Nürburgring. And he's doing it all by himself, all by his lonesome.
I don't blame him. It is quite the flight to get to the Nürburgring for this competition.
Yeah, I think the team was looking to cut some funds.
You know, he's an affordable budget cut sometimes, I guess. It's an insult, but I think we all can understand. You know, we've all been there. Aaron Krasinski, though, is pressuring Bronson Turner for that P19 position. BMW making moves. Another German. So this is going to be hometown versus the American.
I do still love that Hardy's livery on that 81 McLaren. It just does unfortunate things to me. So we are racing right around lunchtime, and I'm about eating clearly. But I was interested in the battle between Versosa and Seckham. They're getting nice and close with each other. And depending on how this goes, they may be sending either nasty letters to each other or Christmas cards. So
I don't think we'll be seeing any Christmas cards, but maybe the nasty letters. Let's hope we don't, though. Honestly, Seckham, a very clean driver. And Versosa, I mean, I feel like he makes more errors on his own than he does with other drivers. No offense, brother, but you know what I mean. He knows what I mean.
Seckham went a little deep on the brakes, and I'm trying to see if it's a little hard to tell, but I'm trying to see if there is damage to that Ferrari of 463. I think there's a little bit from an earlier incident, but I can't really tell.
Looks pretty
We have a nice little... Okay. Just some tar, some rubber on the front, I think is what I'm seeing. There's a nice little 3-way battle going on between Ewig, Wolfgang, and Lynn.
That is for position 11, position
10 through
roughly.
12.
The other German.
The Vivid Global McLaren, the second car battling the sister team in the Aston Martin. And these guys, they are teammates, but they were letting me know position is position. So they'll race each other hard, they'll push each other, as good teammates do. So it'll be a little interesting to see how this little 3-way battle goes. Of course, Gary Lynn, no affiliation with these two guys. He'd love to see himself in a top 10 position.
Yeah, well, if the gloves are off, team orders are team orders. Or rather, team orders are irrelevant here. We'll see Gary Lynn, if he can make an opportunity out of these two fighting, or if he will get involved and maybe waste some time. But these guys do seem to be waiting. But Corey H. Holy cow. Smoking the show. Welcome. Thank you very much for the subscription. Much appreciated.
Yeah, we love seeing the subs. We always appreciate them. Of course, they make our job a lot more fun. As we got one of the Winkler brothers off in the weeds there at the final corner.
Good rejoin.
Good rejoin.
Lamborghini. Handful. Absolute handful of a car, so.
It is. It can be fun. I was actually messing around with it on Monza last night. So it's funny that you bring that up. And it can be quite a fun car. But yeah, you gotta know, you gotta have some pretty good car knowledge for sure. Too. And I was looking at the replay, and he just kind of takes the chicane a little funny, gets a little airborne, and ends up doing a little rallycross. So, a bummer for the Winklers.
Looks like we had a collision here between Rocky Rocco and Konecki. Rocky Rocco giving a bit of a flash, making a move down the inside onto the
Oh.
That wasn't the cleanest move.
Not a great move.
In fact, he just stops. He stops and waits. He knows what he did. He knows what he did.
Good sportsmanship there by Rocco. Good driver. I've raced several times against him and with him, so he knows what to do.
Corey H, if that's your only request, I can give you a full onboard lap on Monday. if that's your only request, that's no issue.
Bribing the streamer. All right.
Well, to be fair, we already have that as a bribe, but for free in channel points, so you know.
No.
Or rather, not in channel points, in liters of fuel. Because here at Trackalicious, we are unique.
Seckham and Versosa are they're 2/10 away.
You're gonna have to do good then. Give me a reason. Yeah, Seckham pushing all over the track. Both of these guys doing whatever they can to hold on to that position. Seckham closing up under braking every single time so massively. The Ferrari, though, pulls away a little bit on the straights. We'll see if he can get a better exit.
Oh, is Corey H. Corey Hampshire?
Potentially?
I believe he is.
Oh, you are Corey Hampshire. Oh, duh.
Hey, big Corey Hampshire fan. Hampshire family fan.
Corey, I give you so much screen time as it is. Oh, and here we go. Some side-by-side action from the two.
And these guys are just duking it out. I thought there'd be a little bit more battle for the top three. There's been some seriously good mid-pack driving.
Yeah, for sure. These guys driving at their limits right now. And we are also seeing a little bit of action. Bit up ahead for P10. These guys, they're not too much action, I should say. They're settled in for right now. But
yeah, that three-way is still going on. These guys have been bumping and grinding between the three of them for the last couple laps now. We were talking about them earlier. So they're not going anywhere. Letting each other know they're still right there. Gary Lynn goes a little wide on that last corner, kind of compromises his attack for against Wolfgang, but he's still right there. Then they have the other Winkler brother in the Lambo, not too terribly far behind him, but he's gonna have some work to get up to make this a little bit of a party.
Yeah, definitely. And Coral Hamptebottle, you should stop getting spun if that's the case. Just don't get spun, LOL.
What great advice. I would simply, if it was me, I would just drive faster.
That's also incredible advice.
Yep.
Shane Reese trying to take note of that advice, making a move on to Seckham. Will be fending that position off, or rather making the move stick, I should say. 949 car is through.
He's getting that crazy pressure from Versosa through that whole battle. So it'll be interesting. Shane Reese and Seckham going to hopefully come together here in a sec. But yeah, this battle for between 23 and about 25 is nice and tight. 26 is creeping up to Dan Schneider. So this will be down to the wire for the mid pack, as well as more than likely for the front. We also haven't seen. We're not an hour and 30 minutes in. Geez, we're about 30 minutes in, so we haven't seen a driver swap yet. But that's going to shake things up as well for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see pits somewhere around the 1 hour mark, if I had to guess. There's one mandatory pit stop, and these drivers are going to want to minimize the time in the pits to the most they can.
I was taking a look here. Rusevski's got that Turner Motorsports BMW. He's pushing it almost a little over 7 seconds away from the Dutchman Tim Turquette. So he's racing hard. Not a great Silverstone, and lost out some I believe a pole position, or not a pole position, a first place in Spa. So he's pushing.
Hang on though. I think we see Jelson Cruz and Chris going side by side. I'm not sure who had this position before, but the Big Brain Motorsport Porsche battling with the BMW of Jelson. Jelson does manage to get ahead for now. The Big Brain trying to go for the switchback move into the twisty, windy arena sector. Coming out of it now into the sweeping left-hander. We're going to see a look. That'd be a very, very bold move if he managed to go for that through this sector. But we will be coming up to the hairpin after this big acceleration zone, and this will be a really good opportunity for the Porsche to make the move on the inside. But he's a bit too far away. It'd have to be such a move, and he just has to wait.
Yeah, that top speed of the Porsche really struggles. It has decent acceleration. It's crazy nimble, like I've said over and over again. It can't really compete with the traction that the BMW can get right in that specific area and through these little twists and turns here. We'll see if he maybe makes up a little bit more into Sector 3, but Jelson Cruz also has damage on the front end of that BMW. So that pass, a little bit more impressive now, remembering that he's got damage to that front end.
And we have a battle for the podium, actually. Poznikanov has managed to catch up to Tim Turquette.
Yeah, they are getting nice and close. I love that livery on that NSX. It is so cool.
It's a very NSX livery.
It is a very NSX livery. Very, very Super GT, which I think is actually what it's off of. It's off of the Super GT car, if I'm remembering correctly. But yeah, these guys, they're not unfamiliar with each other. These Turquette, Poznikanov, and O'Brien, they have been nice and close with each other. The last 2 races, Silverstone is a little bit of a, it was either Silverstone or Spa, where Poznikanov ended up having a little bit of a pit issue, but him and Polachuk, I believe, is his teammate. They've done a fantastic job, and yeah, podium position, they want it. They want it bad.
Oh, and there's the credit right there. I have no idea what that is.
Yep, there we go. TG, I call him the bot because he just knows everything, which is fantastic. He's actually the driver that I was mentioning earlier.
That was typing while driving as well.
So yeah, he was typing and driving. He's a madman, but he loves the Nürburgring. Remind me again, TG, you're about 45 minutes away from the ring. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Is Tobias in this race today?
He is not.
Okay.
No, he does do the endurance series. Yeah, he does do the endurance series. He's also very much part of the Box 3 regular season that we have going on. He's part of the pro category there, big Audi guy, but not in a Tracklicious series. One day.
Indeed.
I'll sneak him in here. He should do that one series that I keep forgetting about. Ah, man, it's just a... Oh, the GT3 Pro Series.
Oh,
GTD.
yes, that's
right. We have that going on at the end of February, and that's going to be a lot of fun, and he'd be pretty competitive in that. But, you know, just saying, just tossing it out there. I think he's one of the best, but I'm a little biased. He's a buddy.
You heard that. That sounds like a
90
challenge.
Minutes. Yeah, you know what? I think I should. I should put some money on him. 30 or 90 minutes away from the Nürburgring is what he says. So there he goes. And he knows every pebble. He knows every curb.
Well, everything is 30 to 90 minutes away, depending on where you are.
So we had a little bit of either contact or we had an issue between Poznikanov and Troquet. And we got to jabbering.
Ah, shoot.
As Mike and I tend to do. Let's see if we can.
The track it is at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Oh, that's right. He'd be a little late for him.
Rookie. Get in there. Not the rookie league. You don't belong there. Sorry.
I think he would. I think he'd rip around in a GT4. To be totally honest.
Yeah,
sorry,
and Andrei Poznikanov has managed to pull about a 10-second gap. Or no, excuse me. He's pulled a 3-second gap. Tim Troquet. 10-second gap has been pulled from Rosinski to Poznikanov.
Yeah, I was getting word from Paddock there that Troquet just had a little bit of a steering failure in the BMW, an awful.
Wow.
Regained control of the car and was able to get back on track with just a weird electrical issue, and sadly gave up the position. So he's gonna be battling for sure. He's not too terribly far off, but yeah, that gap between 1 and 2 is a little ridiculous right now.
Yeah, this gap between P20 and P19 though is less than a car width pretty much most of the time. Shane Rees pressuring Justin Seckham. Seckham can't get a break in this race. Oh, and well, actually, he just lets him by.
Yeah, and also getting word, Rockefeller Racing, the 1-2-3 had to pull out due to some technical issues as well. So that sucks. Wish them all the best. Never want to see a team leave a race early, but
yeah, and also I think we're getting reports from the chat that the 117 car is missing in action, and yeah, I'm not finding them on my leaderboard.
And Toth in that Chip Ganassi Ferrari taking a little bit of an esports line through there. I think that was self-inflicted, maybe? He's got quite a bit of damage to the side of that 488.
Let's take a look. Where is the 488?
P18, 363.
Oh, duh.
Yep.
The one
he just
right in front of us.
Takes a little bit of a spill there, so.
Ooh, and we see some battling here between the Boneyard and the Ford Ferrari EcoBoost.
It's very, very funny livery. Yeah, and look at Bronson Turner. He's trying to sneak up and to make this a little bit more of a party, but Radu is not going to let Siku take that as easy as he might have thought it was. Ooh, Radu.
Less than ideal. That's going to put him under threat heavily from the McLaren behind. The McLaren is going to try to sneak down the inside of the final corner, and it's going to have the inside line and the drag to the start-finish straight here.
Those McLarens don't have any straight line speed, which is a downside. That Ferrari, I thought they were going to make contact, to be totally honest, at that last corner. Big T1, heavy brakes. and
Wow.
just no top speed from that Bronson Turner McLaren, and that sucks because that was a really good move.
He was about
for
fully
them.
alongside though into the
But he's
braking
gonna battle.
zone.
He's gonna battle back. The McLaren is so nice and agile through parts of this track, just like the Porsche. He's gonna have to make that move stick again, and I think he can do it.
He's got a little bit of work to do. Gain that gap back up that he lost.
You know, get Radu comfortable, get him a little off guard. Maybe he makes another mistake like he did through the chicane, and he's back in it. But this is a nice, tight little battle between 19 and 24. We've been seeing these guys duke it out all race, and we love that. Good mid-pack.
Yeah, they're fighting quite hard. None of them happy with where they're at right now and wanting to make strides forward, understandably so. And Shane Reese is side by side here with the BMW. I'm once again don't know who was in front for that one. I think it was Shane to begin with.
Shane Reese, yep.
Yeah.
And the 117 Porsche back into the pits. So Gary Lynn, to answer the Jumpy Whale question, who I believe is, yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
There was a little bit of a mass kick.
That's lame. Second side by side with the Ferrari. Down the inside of T1, we also see the boneyard behind of David Sakut.
Yeah, and the pole playing defense really, really well on Toth. Excuse me, it was on
Versosa.
Yeah, it was on Versosa. Thank you. So, and then he gets the overtake done. So now he's got Toth to compete with. A little bit of a BMW Oreo between two Ferraris. So he's the little filling between these two guys, and he's in between a couple of really, really solid drivers. Versosa's driven pretty well, kept that car moderately damage-free, right?
Yeah, moderately.
Radu and Toth have had a little bit harder goes of it, but
Whoa, Paul
Winkler and
Reinhard
big
Winkler.
contact.
I think one of the drivers got collected. I think it was Winkler. I think Reinhard got collected. So Winkler loses it and misses the other. Whoa, my goodness.
Wow.
Oh, and he hits the accelerator.
No. Wrong pedal.
Oh, man.
Sakut did make a pass on Toth, and he makes it stick. Winkler's tires are cooked right now. He's had a couple spins and a couple offs, and now he's got damage, severe front-end damage. He's got a little bit of electrical failing. I think it's time to pit. It's a little early, about 20 minutes early, but I think it's time to pull that Lambo in.
Yeah, and we see a ton of action here in this mid-pack. Teammates going side by side here. Radu down the inside is going to make the move stick, it looks like, onto his teammate of Dana Versosa. The one thing that I'm noticing here that I haven't seen in like any race previously in like the past few year, why are there so many Ferraris?
You know, the Ferrari is, I drove it for a while. It's competitive. It has nice acceleration, and it has decent top end. It's not as quick as, say, the Lexus, but it feels really manageable as you're going through corners. So it's also probably a little bit easier on tires. Suspension is where the Ferrari comes and gets a little weird. The suspension on the Ferrari in-game is a little bugged out. I'm not sure if they've fixed it recently, but I know that you can't really take curbs at all. Even bumping them can send you flying. So,
well, same with
they
McLaren.
may have patched that, but Yeah, except for these were like you go on the curb a little bit and you launch yourself.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, they installed some trebuchets into the rings, I guess, but
Genius.
they may have fixed it. And it's a pretty competitive car. It's also just iconic. It looks cool too. You know, aesthetics play a lot into that. I'm watching Radu's 488 right now, and it is aesthetically very pleasing, in my opinion.
I'm currently riding along here with the Boneyard BMW.
Boneyard.
Who is making gains on Justin Seckham coming across the line this lap. I think he did manage to lap faster. Let's see, 147.6 from the Boneyard, and Justin with a 157.9.
Yeah, and Sakut was telling me the other day, and he was practicing some Nürburgring. He was telling me that he really, really enjoys the Nürburgring. He really likes it, and he finds it to be a fun track. And he wanted to be really competitive today, so he was putting in some extra time. And so far, I mean, it's paid off. He's been in the middle of a lot of battles, and he's looked good on passing. So I think that little extra time paid dividends for him as he's pressuring Seckham right now.
Yeah, and it looks like this pressure isn't going to let up either.
No, and then you got the two Ferraris right behind him. Two BMWs, two Ferraris. It's like you said, Noah's Ark formation right now.
It is. No, you're not wrong. Although it's actually 3 and 3.
Yeah. There's another, I think there's another Ferrari right behind the other Ferrari, and there's a BMW right in front of the other BMWs. So.
Fascinating.
Absolutely gripping.
No one
gripping
cares,
content.
but it's fascinating. Daniel Versosa is no longer with them, though. What happened here?
Let's take a look. Self-inflicted?
Looks to be.
I think Mike was chirping Versosa, saying that he spins more on his own.
I think I did.
You did.
Say
You're
those
a little bit of a meanie for that one.
I mean, I think he would agree with me.
Yeah, he doesn't make a lot of contact with other drivers, but like I was saying, that suspension on that Ferrari is a little weird. You got to be careful when you're taking the curbs. So there it was. Sakut, I think he's going to try to make a move down T1.
Actually, yeah, you're right.
Heavy braking zone.
Let's take a look at that before we do that.
It can cause a lot of carnage right here if not executed properly.
Ooh, he backs out.
Yeah, I think that was the smart move.
Yeah.
You got an hour left. Take it easy.
That was absolutely Seckham's right to close that gap, and he did. And that puts Sakut behind for another lap for right now, and has to deal with the Ferrari of Toth behind. We have a request for some Hajo Horman action.
Let's go. The Vivid Global Racing McLaren.
Why don't you ride along while I go and take a quick break? How does that sound?
Oh, yeah, as I'm about to sip some water. Sure.
Okay,
Yep, we're about to come across the last corner, and then we'll get into the lap. And Hajo Horman, fantastic drive at Spa. Did a solid effort in Silverstone as well. Had a really good quali here, but couldn't quite maintain his position. He's going into T1 here. Heavy onto the brakes all the way down into first gear. This nice slippery little hairpin. And we're going to come up into the arena complex here. And he's going to utilize all the track for this left-hander slipping right. We go right past that Mercedes arena, that really cool structure there here at the Nürburgring. And then down into one of my personal favorite sections of the track. He's going to cut to the inside, get himself a nice exit. A little bit more heavy braking zone. This quick little semi-straight, as I call it. And then down into the very next hairpin, which is going to send him back up the hill. And this is where we're seeing that McLaren top speed is not necessarily premium. definitely is trying to utilize the handling of the McLaren through here into these windy bits, Schumacher S's, and then into the other semi-straight as we start sector 3. And he doesn't look like he has a whole lot of damage because he's moving right now. Flying, just taking a little bit of that right-hand side, braking right at the 50, and sending it over the chicane there. That was a risky maneuver. Could have ended one of two ways, really, really good or really, really bad. Nice job there coming across that last corner, across the line for Hajo Horman in that really cool Vivid Global Racing livery. I love that yellow and black camo. I think it's really cool.
I think it's representing the German flag, I feel like.
Could be.
Horman is a German himself, I think. I mean, his flag is German, so I would assume so. But that doesn't really mean much, as Mike Burkov, I think, represents the flag of Nepal, and he is not from Nepal.
We have our first pit. We got Zadim Radu, 63 Ferrari, fixing some damage, getting, he may be new boot goofing, meaning he's got some new tires on there, probably refueled, and he is our earliest. He's our earliest besides the 117 of Gary Lynn that came in due to a disconnect, but
there's actually been quite a few more pits than that. There's been,
oh really?
Yeah, there's been 5 cars that have pit in total. Radu, Winkler, Casey Schutte has pit 3 times.
Lindauer came in during right after the formation lap, and Winkler, that is right, Winkler more than likely needed to fix damage. So, yes, I was wrong.
The Coconut Sensation car as well has made a pit, and Gary Lynn, the Sonar Racing team, Porsche, have made a pit as well.
And Seckham also coming in. More than likely, again, getting some new boots on there and refueling. No partner today, no teammate. Normally his brother Jared.
Hajo Horman, oh no!
As we go on, as we finished an onboard with him. That sucks.
At least we finished the onboard.
Yeah,
oh no, and Jason Provolone has also had a bit of a moment, I think. I don't know if that was serious or not. No, I think he's in the pits. Never mind.
We also have a Winkler car back in to the pits.
Oh, and Jason Provolone looks like he just took a little gravel excursion there for a moment. So the cheese man getting a little stinky and dirty, as the cheese man does. Hajo Horman recovers, stays in P8. Or doesn't stay, he loses out. No, he stays in P8, doesn't he? I don't remember. I know what I'm doing. We're good.
He did maintain that P8.
Okay.
But it closed the gap between him and Wolfgang, that 71 Aston Martin in the other Vivid Global Racing AMR-powered machine. No, the livery does not represent the German flag. Livery represents the track because I created them. Well, hey, we got some cool insight there. It just happens to work, right? It just happens to be the same colors.
Take a look at that livery. Very cool livery.
It's not camouflage then. Oh, it's their tire tracks.
Oh, the treads.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Nice work, M-Works. Good job.
Oh man, we're tilted. We're thoroughly tilted now.
Tilted. That's a great shot right there. And then right back into the cockpit. You're such a gem with that.
I love that transition. You don't need to call it out. You can let the chat call it out.
What car ran over the Mach to get tracks like that? The Marauder, whatever Richard Hammond drives in Top Gear, that big red machine. That's what it was. But Wolfgang looking to hunt down his teammate there.
Yeah.
Pete Toth and Bronson Turner also getting familiar with each other. Not as familiar as the two teammates, though.
So it just so happens that the Vivid Global Racing, it's just a coincidence that the cars are yellow, red, and black. It's just,
Yes,
and both of their drivers are German. It's just a coincidence.
So that is not. I don't think that's the normal livery for Wolfgang. I have another livery for.
I downloaded
in my
liveries
ACC,
right
but I think that Aston Martin looks really cool, to be totally honest. And the nice part about that Aston is that with this track at the Nürburgring, it's nice and stable, and that's what you can really rely on. Talking about Wolfgang maintaining his position right now.
What the?
And Schultz?
I think that's a
speaking of
disconnect.
Germans, is that a disco?
I think so.
That is. Oh man, that's really unfortunate. It is a disconnect from Schultz. We were talking him up in qualifying, and
oh, the Aston isn't displayed. Lame.
yeah, there's another livery. It's pretty cool though.
I downloaded them. How did I not get it?
Yeah, no, I have one too. So there may be update the livery pack in the Google Drive.
I legit. Just...
Not you. The team. Also, I'm really glad Rax enjoyed my new booping comment. Gotta give you guys something to giggle at. Bronson Turner. Thinking about it. Look at that. Thinking about it.
He wants it.
Yeah, he wants it. He wants it just like I want a Hardee's double cheeseburger. I have seen the Aston livery, and it does look really cool.
I haven't.
I have it in my game, but it doesn't show up on stream, which is really odd.
The heck did you get that livery from?
I got it from the Google Drive, and it's not showing up on my. I have my game up right now too, and it's not showing up either.
Oh,
so
okay.
I think it's
incorrectly uploaded.
I think it's either on my end, user error on my end. I don't cast blame on anybody.
Nah, we can cast blame. We can cast all the blame. What happened to Pascal Reinhardt? Nothing. It's just a fake yellow flag. What happened to Radu? It's a fake yellow flag. Why are there fake yellow flags?
I think right now I am interested in Gary Lynn unpassing himself. I thought that was a pass for position. I was a liar.
No, most drivers, we're kind of in the pit stop phase right now, where a lot of drivers are spread out.
That nice little lull that these guys licked in, hopping into the pits. He's of course doing this solo. Bronson Turner makes it. Oh, he goes a little heavy, a little deep. Let's see if he can combat with Toth there.
This is some nice side-by-side action here.
Great work by these guys. And Toth, I don't think he's fixed the damage on his Ferrari yet, but a nice way to stick. And I think we were talking about it earlier. There was a moment where Turner had an opportunity, but the top speed didn't work for him. Now he makes it work and gets it done. He also has a little rear damage. You were talking about that being detrimental.
Who the heck was that? That was Sakoots.
Oh no.
Having a little bit of a detour.
Yeah, Masticero taking over the 808 BMW. Currently sitting in P29. Konechny coming into the pits, probably going to fix some damage. He's got some pretty serious front end. Lichten getting some new rubber and some new gasolina.
Oh, man. They're getting some new marbles on their rubber. Patrick Toth.
I see that.
Daniel Versosa. What? No, they're getting marbles on their rubber. What? Guys, Ferraris.
Oh, no.
Why do they like that gravel patch so much?
I was telling you. The car it's a good car, but it is a little difficult to drive sometimes.
Whoa, clobbers that curb, massive tank slapper, and ends up in the gravel.
There's that suspension coming to bite him. That ride height is killer.
I guess Schultz was lost even in Discord, so his internet has gone fully kaput.
That's a doozy.
Or his computer.
Coming in for the Boneyard. A Boneyard BMW. Currently sitting P20 when he went into the pits. Now P21. He will be doing a swap. Swifty swap.
That Ferrari probably wants to come into the pits relatively soon. I think they want to make their stint. I think most of these drivers ideally want to make it past the hour mark, I feel, but
yeah, I would say so. It's gonna give you the best opportunity to make positions in the pits or avoiding the pit.
Is there, now that I think about it, I didn't even, we should definitely know this, and I don't know if you know this. Is there a mandatory driver time? Like, do you have to pit before? Okay. Wow, you do know it. Look at you.
You can't go over 70 minutes. You know, I'm a bit of an encyclopedia.
All right. That's my bad for thinking you wouldn't know that.
I mean, we've only been doing this for almost a month, but yeah, no, it's whatever. Yeah, they do have a 70-minute stint timer, and I was actually sorely mistaken. Oh no, it is Sakut. Yeah, Sakut Kilo Whiskey on Twitch. We also have Nick Fujikawa, Hawaii's #1 ACC streamer. He's also live in the BMW. But both of those guys are live on Twitch. If you want to sauce them some love, we want to spread it, right?
Fujikawa, #1 Hawaiian streamer and #1 Hawaiian streamer name as well.
Yes, yeah, Hawaiian Rush. Hawaiian Rush on Twitch. Should probably mention that.
His internet shut off completely. Oof.
That's a doozy. Pay the bill. Just kidding. I hope you paid the bill.
We'll see if he comes back or not. Hopefully he does, but he will be a few laps behind at the very least. So that's going to be the end of their competition, pretty much.
That's what we saw happen to Lynn as well. He got disconnected. Now, different circumstances. He got discoed. He didn't. His internet didn't shut off, but still sucks for sure.
Ferrari on Ferrari action here.
Now, let's see if Dan Schneider maybe tries to get a little bit more aggressive on Pete Toth.
Toth managed to take that position. Schneider is struggling. I think he just lost out on 2 positions right there.
Nope.
That was lap ahead. That was lap ahead. Yeah, okay. So we are now approaching lap traffic.
Yeah, some blue flags will be coming out, and that always makes things interesting because,
dude,
blue drivers. No.
It's that gravel trap in the Ferraris, man.
Yep.
He's back to the pits.
Quick little RTG there. That's a doozy. Radu just probably a little frustration there too. You got to think.
Yeah.
But what I was saying is those blue flag drivers, they don't necessarily have to dive out of the way right away from the guys coming up. The faster drivers do have to provide some serious speed to pass them and pass them safely. It does take 2 to tango though, so they've got to make sure that those moves stick and work it out between each other. So blue flag driving through traffic as a faster driver has got to be a little nerve-wracking, but if you move predictably, things will go your way. I have been I've been claimed as a very good blue flag.
Well, it is in your name.
It is, yeah. You're my boy Blue. You're my boy Blue Flag is what I should change it to, because I get passed a lot on track. That is for sure. So, I love to see a good blue flag.
I want to call this out before the pit stop phase. Peter O'Brien here in the McLaren. I think you made the comment last week that he was going to win, and I doubted you when he was in 4th position.
I did, and he ended up
taking the win. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And he is sitting in that 4th position all on his lonesome once again. This is basically a repeat of last week's situation so far. We're at the hour mark, and
he qualified P5. I called it out way early. I called it out after qualifying last week at Silverstone.
You did.
I said that he's starting P5, and I have a sneaking suspicion he's going to end up taking P1. Right now, he is solo. He's getting past some lap traffic there, but he is solo, so this makes it a little bit more difficult. But I still have some faith in him for a podium spot. I'm not going to say he's going to win this week. I don't think Nürburgring is one of his better tracks. He said that he was confident in the car and he was confident but not having a teammate, not having someone to bounce off of, makes things a little bit more difficult. I'm going to say podium this week for Pobby.
Comparing his lap times here with the leader, we can see a 155.4 last lap from Peter O'Brien and a 155.2 from Brzezinski. So they're not far off the pace of each other right now.
He's moving, and Triquet and Pozniakov are going to be the two guys that are going to be in the way, right? So, and they're lapping slower, 55 and 56 as of their last laps. But you look at their best laps, and if Triquet and Pozniakov can really connect it, this may stay identical. Pozniakov's best is a 154.7. Triquet's is a 54.4. So, you know, Pobby's going to have to find some serious pace to get past these guys. So,
yeah,
it'll be fun.
Manage it.
Definitely fun. Reinhardt into the pits too. We're getting some more driver swaps. Oh, David Sakut. He shunts it. I'm not sure if this was assisted.
Let's take a look. The Boneyard. Hopefully not having to go to the Boneyard just yet.
The Boneyard.
That's a lot of curb. But that was okay.
Yeah,
that was a lot of curb.
Work.
That wasn't okay. It's that corner.
Was the gravel. Oh, and right. Giving a nice little smooch.
Big hit. Head on. It's going to cause some definite damage. And David has already made his pit, unfortunately.
You got to think that maybe that's enough. Now, there are some other drivers. Reinhardt and Schneider both leaving the pit. Toth still in the pit. Now just leaving. Maybe Sakut, who's sitting in P24, he's going to come in. He's going to fix that damage because he wants to stay competitive. That's my thought process.
Yeah.
If I crank the car, I do not want to be in a car that is not going to give me the best chance to stay competitive or stay on track. Plus, I don't want to be a hazard for the other guys, right?
It's also a mental thing, I feel. Like, sometimes I even know I can continue when I don't. Like, even if I don't have a lot, it's just a psychological thing. When you see that, like, 0.2 of damage on your car, and you're like, man, that makes me, like, 0.2 a lap slower, right?
Now, there's
like, no, it
doesn't. I'll get damage to the car, and I'll actually drive a little bit better. You know, it took off some weight reduction or whatever, but I'll drive a little bit better, a little bit more consistent with the damage. Maybe not my fastest times, but I'm keeping it on the track. So it is a bit of a rock and a hard place situation in certain situations. Weaver and Reese coming in too.
I just wanted to give a little highlight to this battle here for P-Last. The battle for pride, side-by-side action. The 808 BMW makes the move onto the 117 and removes himself from P-Last, but no, the 117 is going to fight back. No one wants to give up that position. Who will end up in it? We're side by side down the start finish straight. The Porsche is going to lose out on the top speed to the BMW here, but they have the inside line coming into the braking zone. Can he manage to go late enough?
Look at that Porsche glow on the exhaust. Mastachero taking it to the Australian of Gary Lynn and couldn't quite finish it off. He had really, really good sustained pressure. Not going to happen.
Gary Lynn defends the position.
Coconut sensations. Yeah. He's not P-Last. That 117 car will remain in P28.
But he still does need to make a pit stop. So Andreas does have that. He does have that edge, but that's okay. Brzezinski in the pits. This is our preliminary race leader. Pozniakov takes that crown from him.
Also, we got some insight in the Twitch chat. The McLaren is not a stellar car here. So, and that's kind of what I was alluding to, is that O'Brien is confident in his ability on this track. He feels comfortable in the car, but it may be not the best matchup for him. But he's quick. Silverstone is a good matchup for the McLaren. And we saw that last week with his performance. But I think maybe he can surprise. Use that skill, use that confidence to bounce himself up.
He actually is
Fujikawa and Turner taking their pits too.
having to deal with another McLaren right now. And that McLaren giving him a little bit of a hard time. Hewig does get out of the way. Peter O'Brien still needs to make his pit stop. And Niall
Fujikawa,
in chat, he's saying that he was faster after slapping the wall in the Porsche Cup race.
Yeah, see? It's a little bit of weight reduction. Take off that useless aero you totally don't need. And bam, you're good to go. Also, the 75 BMW of Villasenor and Fujikawa got a D stop go 30 actually.
Ooh,
for speeding in the pit
pits?
lanes. They had that issue at Spa as well. A little bit of they gotta find that pit limiter button a little quicker.
Gotta practice your pit entries, guys. Everyone forgets to.
I get enough damage in practice sessions that I have to. That's the thing. I don't practice the damage, but I do end up practicing pit entry.
Yeah, I always got to practice your pit entry a couple times, find that proper braking zone, and
Pozniakanov hitting the pit lane. That'll essentially give Peter O'Brien the preliminary lead of the race.
He's in as well.
Yeah, he's gonna make that pit stop. Gerasimov.
I don't think he's gonna take the lead. He's like halfway across the track.
Let's see how fast. These crews work here. O'Brien, Pozniakanov, just getting to his pit box.
Pozniakanov should come out ahead of Ivan here.
It's gonna be tight. Gerasimov coming around the last corner. He's gonna take the lead.
Is he? I don't know.
Yeah, Pozniakanov still in the pits.
Wow, the pit stop takes a bit longer. He is going to take the lead. All right.
Yep. There goes Gerasimov. So.
And now comes... Wait, Pozniakonov's still not out. Driver swap taking a bit long. See.
And they drop the NSX down, and he's out. Hobby is also out now. So Peter O'Brien and Pozniakanov, both pretty quick stops. But now O'Brien is going to bop down into fourth as Yannick Koertz takes that third position, but they may end up coming out together. Nope, just barely beat him. So nice work by the JP Motorsports crew, but not quite enough.
Yep. In fourth position there. And the McLaren, the one thing I do like about the McLaren, and we're getting talk in chat, people saying they love, they hate, it's a bad car. It's not, the thing about the McLaren is it's not a good car really anywhere. Or a great car. It's not a great car really anywhere, but it's not a bad car really anywhere either.
It's a jack of all trades, master of none, right? And if you can be really competitive in it, like we've seen Eric Neville and Peter O'Brien, you can make it look really good. And I think that it has the chance to be competitive. They nerfed it recently with a little bit of power band, so I don't understand why. But I say the best track it really shines is Silverstone because it has those high-speed corners. The issue with Silverstone is it has a lot of really long straights, and it gets really outmatched in the straights. Yeah, that is true. We have Cruz leaving the pit stop right now. He is solo, no teammate swap there in that 321 BMW.
It looks like Ivan has stayed out another lap.
Nope, Gerasimov and they did a driver swap. They did a driver swap.
Okay.
So yeah, it was Rzewski in there previously. So
yes,
they are fully swapped. Polchuk is also swapped, and Yannick Koertz. So Russian, Ukrainian, and Dutch, and then we have a couple U.S. boys in P4. So nice little. And I'm liking the
world diversity
and the car diversity too. Oh no!
What happened?
Peter O'Brien got nicked.
Oh, Oh, and he nicks a car rejoining too with an impatient rejoin. Oh no.
Oh no. He nicks an Aston Martin right there.
Let's see what happened.
Oh, he just takes that inside.
Oh, he hit the same Aston Martin when he watch, and he's gonna hit the same. Oh wait, yeah, no,
nope.
it's a teammate.
Different one.
Teammate, same livery, different car.
That sucks. Maintains P4, but sneaks Nate Lamlin just a little bit closer.
Well, yeah, and he's gonna be side by side with Aaron Kuhn, who's gonna be trying to unlap himself here, but I think he is gonna have to yield that.
Yeah, and that's frustrating for Pete for sure, because he's driving pretty well and he gets caught up in lap traffic. The strategy call is going to be if he hits or not and fixes damage, because like we were saying earlier, it is a pretty aero reliant car.
I think he'd be all right.
It will want that damage fixed. We'll see.
He's
a good driver.
He should be fine. That wasn't the biggest hit. That was just a little side swipe. The second tap maybe warranted it, but I think at this point you're just going to lose more time with 49 minutes left in the race. You got 17 seconds to Nate Lamlin behind. We'll see. We'll see what the gaps are. We'll take a look at lap times here as he's going to come across the line here for his first lap. Well, no, this isn't going to be a proper lap either. Next lap, we'll take a look. Yeah, 2:03, not a proper lap from him.
Yeah, definitely has more pace in there, as Nate Lamlin takes a 1:55.8. So, that was one of his better laps in quali and one of his better laps in talking about Nate Lamlin, the Alpha Dog. That was one of his better laps that he had all session. He had a pretty decent, I think he had a 55.888 in practice. So he's pushing. He's finding that pace in that AMR. So
yeah, these guys here pushing each other along. Got a big pack of cars for, what is this, pretty much P15. All the way down to P18. 3 cars involved, well, 4 cars, I should say, involved in this. And
Toth and Johnston, they flip-flop. Johnson Quackers, I believe is his nickname, if I'm remembering that correctly. Taylor Johnston. He's a duck, a little blue duck-themed Porsche for our Monday Night Rookie Series.
There we go. I'm not sure if that's exactly what you're looking for there, but that gives you a good idea of all of the positions that we're looking at right now rather than the relatives. The relatives, I know, are getting a little confusing in terms of where people are.
And Gerasimov gets right past Cruz. Some lap traffic there.
Stephen Poe has a very highly damaged Ferrari. What happened here?
Yeah.
It looks like he's all on his lonesome. Is this going to be the Ferrari corner once again?
Don't think so.
Yeah, it is. No, it is. That's the same exact corner that every single Ferrari has lost it on so far.
Also, we got a battle between Horman and trackless legend, the Professor, Chrono.
Yeah.
Number 42 BMW and the 73.
P6. All right.
Yeah, nice work there by the Professor. Loving the livery. Oh, getting past some lap traffic there. I think that's Malik.
Let's take a look at the relative. If I...
Cadlick?
That was Poe.
It was Poe. No, Cadlick right there. The 102 Aston Martin is who they just whipped through.
Yes, you're right. They went into the pits, I think. Someone went into the pits.
Yep, Poe. 916 Rari after taking that shunt into the wall. So they are going to say that car was damaged enough to bring it in.
That's
it.
That's reasonable.
That was a smart move, to be honest. But Horman running another top 10 finish. Rassenberger taking over that Aston. They've got a little bit of gap between each other. But Chrono and Horman are about to get friendly.
currently man, these guys are still with it. Look at this. Lichten, who started in P last, he has made his pit stop out into P15. Let's see, can he make it to that ominous P13 once again? He's got 45 minutes and change to do so, but he has a lot of work to do if he wants that P13, I will say.
Hell of a drive for Lichten again, doing a fantastic job coming back. I'm not sure if not qualifying is on purpose.
I think it is at this point.
I think it is, but I would love, Lucas, if you're listening, if you're watching, if you watch the VOD, qualify next race. Please qualify next race. I want to see where you contend with the big boys. So I would love to see a nice little battle. Maybe he just likes driving through traffic. Maybe he wants to do some
right.
LA living simulator drive through.
Very well could be.
Seckham hunting down Kuhn, but Seckham's getting hunted down by Reinhardt. So the 322 Aston and BMW chasing down P16, Baron Kuhn. So this is also getting a little spicy meatball.
We'll see if there's any team orders here at Vivid at this point in the race.
It is the sister team Aston versus the big guy.
What?
Oh, Hornet.
Chrono, you gotta get back on the track.
Chrono.
Good job.
Lines, buddy. The black stuff, please. That's a tough loss for Chrono.
Yeah, we can go back and check that out. Oh, never mind. We can't. I'm too slow.
Oh.
But,
no, it's right here.
No, but we don't get to see the actual move of Horman getting by Chrono, unfortunately.
I think Chrono is trying to be a little hyper aggressive to get that position back, and it ended up come back to bite him. But he does maintain decent track position. So
bit of an offing there for DMO Kane or Kane. Kane?
Making sure his wheel works, I believe, that's what that looked like.
Well, he had a little bit of an off track, and I think he made contact with the barrier for a second. Just getting on track, his teammate is Philip Konecki. They're currently sitting down in P23.
Seckham and Reinhardt, they flip-flop places.
They did.
Reinhardt overtakes.
Seckham caught sleeping a little bit there, I would imagine. I don't know. I feel like Seckham has the pace to defend this position, but clearly Reinhardt is pulling away through this windy sector just a little bit.
I think that was a level of want. Seckham trying to... There was a McLaren that went off, too. I want to say that was A. Kuhn. P1881 A. Kuhn went off just a little bit before their battle. I'm watching the replay here.
Okay.
Oh, yep. Justin, the chicane. He took the chicane just a little too hard, and it ended up compromising his exit, and Reinhardt slips right through. So.
Okay. And
no.
Go ahead.
I was just to say no battle back from Justin on that one. So.
Yeah, and as of this phase of the race, we are currently 40 laps in for the leader of Ivan, and we are all drivers have made their mandatory pit stops. So any pit stops from here on will be additional ones. I think we will have to see a couple of pit stops by the end for some fuel. Some drivers had to pit relatively early, but we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully all drivers make it across the line. I think we saw a couple drivers running out of fuel in the previous weeks, but
yeah, or having to make extra pit stops here and there. But we will we'll see how these guys manage.
And why don't we ride along with Ivan Man, a masterclass here lapping. Well, he's lapping 156s. He's not quite lapping the fastest, I should say. Let's see.
But their best was a 154.2. So
is that his best? No,
I believe so.
His best, I think, is a 154.8, which is still quite good.
Yeah, definitely. It's a personal best in my book for me. So I don't think I'll ever attain a 54. So let's get some tips and tricks on see how he drives this Turner Motorsport W.
Yeah, this is a track I've always struggled on, especially in the night. It's really tricky to spot your braking points at the best of times.
It is just, it's so, I don't know, personally, a lot of fun. A lot of fun to race on this track.
It's a very fast track.
It can provide some really good action, as we've seen, right? We've seen some nice action with these guys, and throughout the field. You know, your top runners, your mid-pack. We even had a battle for P last. So
he did have a very exciting battle for P last.
That's what I really enjoy about Nürburgring. You just get those tight little kinks, and you get these nice little semi-straights. It's just really, really well done. And of course, it's in Germany, big motorsport country. So yeah, let's see how he takes that. Also, take notes of his mapping and his TC, his ABS.
If you're a BMW driver, of course.
If you're a BMW driver, yeah.
If you drive a McLaren, do not put your traction control on 8. Ooh, we're lagging a little bit here. We'll hop off.
Yeah. Yeah. You'd have a bad time.
Well, unless you're in the wet. If you're in the wet, put your traction control to 8. How's your 42 doing? Let's take a look. He's doing really good. Was he in 6th? He isn't. No, that's Hajo. He has been overtaken by...
Yep, P7, so still a top 10 finish for good old Professor Commentators. Want to grade some papers right after this, for sure.
Yep, lapping at a 157.8 last lap. His best lap, 156.9.
Not terrible. Not bad from Chrono. He had that one mistake that cost him that P6 against Horman. So
he does have a Vivid Motorsport Aston Martin hot in pursuit, though.
Yeah, trying to see if his vehicle is registered there. That's what it looked like.
Pushing through the arena section. This will be, I think, a chance for Rassenberger to close that gap, and a big slide there for Chronotis. I think he's feeling the heat.
Advanced slip angle is what that's called.
Chronotis currently in P7, but can he defend it for long? He's got 38 minutes to go.
I have a sneaking suspicion that Rassenberger is going to try to make another send into a heavy braking zone. But he's got to make sure that it sticks, right?
Yeah, and Ewig as well is going to get involved with this if this scrapping happens for too long as well. Provolone down in P10 is 21 and a bit seconds off. He's got a bit of work to do to close that gap, but looking quite comfortable for these guys, at least, for them to catch up.
And I was, in all honesty, a little surprised that our leaders spread out so much, even before the pit stops. I definitely thought that they would be a little bit closer, but I'm loving the mid-pack battles, man. They are fun.
Yeah,
these guys are gritting their teeth and sending it.
And there we go. Professor Canonis looks like he yields that position.
I think that was a I'm going to pick my battle kind of deal. Maybe let's see if he tries to pressure Rassenberger into taking it back.
He also needs to be aware of the car behind. He is currently in a Vivid sandwich right now, and I don't know if he wants to be in a Vivid sandwich.
And again, Vivid Global Racing coming in with multiple top 10 positions. That's a pretty good team. I'm becoming a fan. I might buy a T-shirt.
Do they have T-shirts?
I don't know. We have someone was representing them in chat. I think they should get some merch out there. They're doing a fantastic job.
If they have merch, you guys have permission to post their link. But other than that, no links.
Where's the Trackalicious merch? I'm a little bummed.
Talk to our global consulting manager for that one.
Yeah, I should be swagged out right now. They do have T-shirts. Look at that.
You guys do, dude. Post your link. Post your link.
Throw the
chat.
link up for Vivid Global. Potts Weaver showing some love in the chat. Thank you, Potts.
Potts, did you just finish up your stint? Or when did you because you were in earlier. I know you were in the first stint. When did you finish your stint up? You did, okay. I thought you said I need to get a better brain.
Yeah, we're working on the upgrade for you there.
I need a software update or something. Like,
yeah, you're running on Windows XP.
That's optimistic at best.
Yeah, and we do have we got a little bit of this tightest battle right now. Everything else is kind of spread out a little bit as we I was expecting this to spread out a little bit.
The battle's no longer close literally as soon as I go
Ewing.
on board. As soon as I go on board.
Oh no. Little commentator's curse.
Oh, Oliver. Just too much curb. Went too hot into the chicane.
Look at that. Oh man.
Clips the inside curb and then the cameraman doesn't even catch the good part.
And
massive tank slapper into the grass.
Lord, just a weird entry into that chicane, and it could have been caused from the dirty air of chasing Chrono, but that BMW can eat those curbs a little bit better than quite a bit better than the McLaren. So, and Mike Burkhoff, of course, totally not cheering for someone losing positions.
No, I think he's properly cheering for the fact that I got a tank slapper correct.
Oh.
that's what I think he's laughing about, is that I called a proper tank slapper.
An AMR failure? P26 Cadlick? Yellow flag. He's off on the side of the road here.
Going slowly, rejoining the track though.
Yeah, nope. Looks like they got whatever issue was fixed on the fly there for the Aston Martin. Oh man, poor Mastachero lost his P. He was in P28 for a sec. Gary Lynn.
Oh wait, he might have been cheering for the fact that Oliver Ewing is now no longer pressuring his teammate Chronotis.
That's what I was talking about.
That makes a lot more sense.
That would. No, that would be absolutely unsportsmanlike of.
But I did
Mr.
get the
Mike
tank
Burkhoff.
slapper. I got the tank slapper right though. That was a tank slapper.
Oh, we do have a battle of teammates: Chip Ganassi, Ferrari, Ford Racing, QV Motorsports, Versosa and Toth.
What position?
That is for P19, P20. And why don't you talk about that battle, Mike?
I will talk about this battle. So we have the EcoBoost Ford here, pressuring along Toth, Versosa holding it up. These guys have been with each other a while. They've seen it. They've seen the good times. They've been through good times, bad times. They've seen the gravel traps of Germany multiple times and simultaneously. But they have stayed together through and throughout. Bit behind, we have the boneyard of David Sakutz pressuring onto Kane in front. Some BMW on BMW action with a BMW behind of Andreas Mastachero. Andreas in P last right now. And he did manage to have a sweet battle with Gary Lynn earlier for P last. Gary Lynn winning out on that. Oh no, and the cars, oh no, that battle's over. Kane, I'm really apologize, I don't know how to pronounce that name, has managed to lose it. The pressure got to him. He took too much curb. And that BMW gets sent into the stratosphere. Yep. Too much curb both times and turns into a pirouette. Unfortunately, BMW drops the positions down to P24, unfortunately for him. And the other drivers do manage to continue on, luckily. Toth still battling, well, keeping up with Versosa. Cool, let's check these. I'm going to check these t-shirts out. Let's see these.
Yeah, there we go. Vivid Global Racing t-shirts.
Oh, God.
What a gem.
I can't read this. Cookies accepte. Yeah, I think that's the right one.
It's all in.
Dude,
I
these
take
are
it it's all in
sick.
German.
Holy cow, guys! I don't know if this shipped globally, but
I hope so.
those are some
Let
really
us know,
cool T-shirts.
M-Works.
If you're German, at the very least,
or European,
check out that link, because those are some honestly dope T-shirts. Those look sick.
Yeah, and Jelson Cruz, Tracklicious legend Jason Provolone trying to hold off SFR GT legend Jelson Cruz. Cruz letting him know he's going to try to make a pass. He's giving him some flashing lights. Man,
Too far back?
Yep, just a little bit too far. But he does want to he's made his intentions clear that he wants to pass at those lights.
I don't think Provolone cares.
I don't think Provolone cares either. I think Jason wants to try to maybe throw a little frustration into the mix and cause just defend really, really well and cause Cruz to get a little impatient and then maybe make a mistake.
Yeah, I don't.
Question mark.
Provolone's definitely not going to just yield to him. He's not going to give up racing time to.
Not a chance.
Give that position up to. But we'll see if Cruz can manage to handle it, or if he maybe takes a curb like some of these other BMWs that we've seen recently, and
Cruz
end up
get a,
in the wrong neighborhood.
Did get a pretty decent exit there, and has really shrunk that gap 0.3 away. So, sticking in that aero advantage, that split stream.
And you guys personalize the jersey, but works. Main thing, do you guys ship globally? That's one question. That's very important.
Seckham had to take a pit stop. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah,
I think what that's all about.
I would imagine that's a splash and dash.
Gotta think, yeah, maybe he was a little worried that he didn't have enough.
Let's take a look here. Control F7. Car looks fine. It's a splash and dash.
It is definitely a splash and dash. They will ship internationally. Let's go.
All right. There we go. You guys can get your own personalized jerseys there from an awesome, awesome team. Take a look at it. Vivid Global Racing. Absolutely sick. Horman leading the way for that team right now in the McLaren. McLaren's looking pretty strong here tonight. P6. I know we've had some here, I'm looking for that button. And we see here we got 2 McLarens in the top 6, 3 in the top 10. And then there's just a lonely Honda in here. That's so crazy to me. I feel like the Honda is such a good car. Why is there only one of them?
Well, we did have Hansko. Hansko didn't make it out, so...
Still, I just feel like the Honda, the NSX is a very volatile car, but I guess that's people's issue with it.
It can be hyper competitive, but it is a little bit of a tricky vehicle to get mastered for sure. But I mean, Polchuk and Poznikanov, they've ran it every single race and they've orchestrated it to their liking. Team's done a good job. Engineers have done a good job. Crew got them out in good pit stops. I wouldn't be too salty with a P2. We got some pretty decent talent. So.
Yeah, and he only is down 8.9 seconds to the leader, which is a definite gap. But considering that they have, 20 seconds to P4, and actually they have about 30 seconds to P4, that's not the worst outlook. One error from Ivan here could potentially cause a change in lead for the Honda here. So just got to keep your head down, keep pressuring. Lap times are looking about dead similar for the two. Join the team and you'll order me a shirt?
Join the team and order your shirt. I am now officially Vivid Global Racing American team property. 100%. I'm a big fan. They've swayed me.
Works in order for this brand thing, you got to promote Trackalicious now at least. So
yeah,
that's
I
just
think that's,
it's contractually
you know,
obliged. No,
yeah,
not really. Obviously,
we'll
awesome
have to,
brand that you guys have. So
we'll work out a little bit of a deal here. We'll sign some documents and whatnot.
my lawyers will contact your lawyers. You know how it is. It's all
my
just
people, your people,
yeah.
the whole 9 yards. I'm really liking the battle between Reese and Timothy here. Big Brain versus 949, and then Cruz and Provolone. Cruz has not let go of the Stinky Cheese Man, not a chance. And Shane Reese is also battling Brain, and then Versosa and Kuhn, who you're on board with right now. Man, I really want a Carl's Jr. burger, but that's besides the point. I keep
Make
going
up your
back
mind.
to that, but
Is it Hardee's or is it Carl's Jr.?
You know, where I grew up, it was Carl's Jr. Where I'm at now, it's Hardee's.
Okay, fair enough.
But I love both. I don't have a preference.
Steven Tomzik in the Big Brain Racing Porsche, under threat from Shane Reese behind. That BMW 949 is pressuring him quite handedly. Jump on board with him as he closes that gap up, under braking every single corner, it seems. But you can only close the gap so much before the gap becomes, well, significantly larger because you hit them. But yeah. I've been told I have a way with words. I know. But
yeah, suboptimal situation there.
Having to lift, wow, big lift. So that BMW with extremely superior pace.
Little defensive maneuver there by Tomazic to back up Shane Reese.
Yeah, that's a very tricky spot to be making an overtake too through that chicane. It's very easy to end up spun the wrong way. Those curbs very aggressive. We're going to see an inside move from the BMW into T1. And it looks like we're not going to see too much fighting from the Porsche. Maybe, though, he does go for now. He backs out. He's not with it. Trackalicious moderator team, that rolls off the tongue really well.
Yeah, I bet that would fit. Trackalicious media team or Trackalicious commentator team?
Ooh, Trackalicious media team? Dude, now you're talking.
I'm thinking about it. A couple teammate battles too, Versosa and Toth duking it out with Kuhn there. And then Cruz, man, Provolone is going to be absolutely sick of those kidney bean looking grills on those BMWs.
I've never.
Oh no! Cruz goes for the big send.
Whoops.
Sends it wide.
The kidney bean has gone off the track. Let's take a look at that again.
Oh man.
He retains his position though, pretty much, or his gap.
Yeah, 1.1 seconds now between him and Provi, but man, what a whoa!
Just straight lines. Actually, just like doesn't even care.
I'm not entirely sure. I know what the thought is there, is that he really wanted to maybe scare or pressure Provolone into backing out of there, but Provi got that experience. And Cruz, normally a Porsche guy, battled with him in, like I said, an SFR GT. And he's a good driver. He knows exactly when to make moves. A little bit of lapse there, but he's shortened that gap right back up. So
yeah, absolutely. And I have now joined the Vivid Racing Discord.
Yes, Mike's a super fan. Let's go.
Yep.
Yeah, Versosa and Toth, they're duking it out too. A couple battles between teammates, and Versosa's gonna stay ahead, just barely.
That doesn't look like a healthy Porsche. Holy send!
Yeah, that might have been
I think he backed out.
Bit
the Porsche. It is
there.
a healthy Porsche. It's just the lighting.
chase time, not tail. I like
we also
that.
have our Discord at Trackalicious.
We'll do a little self-love.
Of course, I am Mike Nause, joined here in the booth by my boy Blue. We're commentating this awesome Saturday endurance race. We got about 20 minutes left on the track, on this race, excuse me. And yeah, this is race 3. Wait, 4?
Nope, this is race 3.
3, yes. Okay.
We completed Spa, which was week 1, Silverstone, which was last week, and then I believe we're going to Watkins Glen next week.
That's like everyone's favorite American track, isn't it?
I
think everyone likes that.
It's American Spa. I'm checking in with the teams now. They just got back to me. The team in the bus, our little media bus that we have here in Nürburgring, and it is Watkins Glen next week. So
thank you to all of our crew down at the pit wall as well for getting all this live information for us.
Yeah, we would be nothing with our cast and crew. Big shout out to Trackalicious Eric, Dan Versosa, who's currently driving, but he's been very connected with this series. So, and to all of our stewards as well, who will have some homework tonight, more than likely. Yeah, and then we also, Mike was saying that he's accompanied by me, but Mike and I get to do this every Sunday as well, where we get to see some of the best GT3 drivers, not just in Discord, but everywhere. In the GT3 Pro Series that Trackalicious is hosting Sundays at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, and that'll be the top 50 drivers will qualify for that doubleheader at Suzuka. I'm stoked for that, yeah. Mike. I don't know about you.
Absolutely, 104% qualifying, which honestly I've been told multiple times what it means, and I still don't fully understand it, but that's okay. I'm absolutely stoked to see the names that we have in there and just the absolute rapid rocket drivers that have signed up for that league thus far, and the league isn't even full yet.
Nope, not a chance. But like I said, it's going to be a little selective. You got your top 50 guys that are going to make it, and that really amps up the competition. And I'm super stoked for that. Like I said, and then of course before that, those races go on, Mike and I will be casting the support series, which will be some Porsche Cup cars, which will also be a ton of fun. But Patrick Toth trying to have some fun with Aaron Kuhn there.
I find it incredible that Daniel Versosa and Patrick Toth have managed to stay within a second of each other for like at least an hour and a half at this point.
Really good driving, and they've just been going back and flopping. I want to say that they're in a voice chat together, and they're just bouncing back and forth, saying, all right, who's got better tires? You think you can make this overtake? Yes. All right, go for it. You think you can make this overtake? No. All right, cool. I'll try to go for it. So I think that's what's going on there. It's really cool display of teamwork.
Cruz got by.
Cruz did get by, but Provolone's not letting him go. Not without a fight, anyway.
I do want to go back. I'm going to see if I can catch that. I'm going to go back like 40 seconds for 20 seconds. Oh, yes. Look at that. Some side-by-side action. And there's flashing from a driver behind. I think that's a car lapping them.
Yeah, that's Coerts right there.
He made it like 3 wide momentarily, which is absolutely ridiculous. The 112, yeah, that is Coerts. Second position driver currently. And that was just a little glimpse of that action that happened with Jason Provolone, resulted in losing out of the top 10 there, but Jelson Cruz gaining a position into the top 10.
And the funny part here is I'm watching Provi, and he's giving it right back to Jelson Cruz. Jelson Cruz is flashing him, playing a little mind games here and there, and sure enough, Provolone's doing the same thing.
Interesting.
Trying to maybe make Cruz a little frustrated, get a little distracted. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. So, but Provolone is letting Cruz know that he's not going away in the next 16 minutes.
And the car in front of these guys, Oliver Ewig, he's lapping 156.9, which is faster than Professor Cronotis ahead. Cronotis about 2 seconds ahead. I remember earlier he was right behind him and ended up losing it when he had a pretty good opportunity to make an overtake. He has managed to claw that gap back with 15 minutes left to go in this race and is closing it down inch by inch, lap by lap. So he doesn't have to worry too much about behind. He's got 16 seconds to Jelson behind, and those guys have a battle to worry about themselves. So I think we will see Oliver eventually tangling with Chronotis here by the end of this race. The Vivid Global Racing. Where'd that Aston Martin go for them?
Toth just tried to make a move on Aaron Kuhn.
Toth tried to make a move on Aaron Kuhn, really?
Yeah.
All right.
And they're getting a little spicier down. I think Toth is getting a little impatient. Also, the Vivid Global Racing Aston is currently in P7.
Okay.
You're wondering about where that Aston went, so.
And yeah, the other Vivid Racing Hajo. So they have 3 cars in here. I didn't even realize that.
Yep.
Thought they only had 2. I'm crazy. I'm a nut. I'm crazy in the coconut.
2 McLarens and an Aston. Yeah, you are nuttier than a jar of crunchy peanut butter, dude.
And we also see these guys battling here. Patrick Toth pushing, trying to catch Aaron Kuhn. Aaron Kuhn in the I was going to say the Rockefeller Racing. That's Rocky Rocco. That's not even close.
Different team, but the Rockstar is what screwed you up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Screech Racing? Stooch Racing, I believe is what it is. They've battled. Oh, and Aston
off into the grass.
Caldeck, and they were having issues with that car previously.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if it's maybe mechanical.
I won't go back and rub it in on them. That looked like just a bit of an issue. Something happened. It's all good.
It's all good, man.
Their race is already not great.
Nate Lamlin got himself up to P5, right where he qualified, I believe.
We got some bumping and banging going on back here. Daniel Versosa and Patrick Toth. Or is that Lindauer? That's Lindauer who's getting lapped. Yeah. Lindauer is going to hold the inside line. He's not going to give that position up.
I think the Lindauer flashed his lights. I think that was an apology flash.
Oh, okay. Maybe he was yielding it. He's just Lindauer's quite skilled, so he was holding that inside line, letting him by. Just not the most obvious, I guess.
Yeah, I think that was a little bit of a mistake there, but I don't want to say that was on purpose.
Uh-oh. Mark Valencer. He's all by himself doing donuts.
Yeah, and he's cooking those tires, and Provolone just got passed by Rijkaard, and he's down into P12, and Cruz is now way far away.
Yeah, Cruz is gone. He has cruised a gap in between them about 10 seconds.
And Rijkaard is getting pressured from a 103 BMW. But I believe they're just trying to, Seckham is just trying to unlap himself here.
Not a great race for Seckham.
Yeah, little rough. He was telling me earlier, he's been having to bounce back and forth between some practice for another race and this one. So this one kind of got the shorter end of the practice time. But he was feeling okay. He knows the track well enough. Yeah, it does look like it has come to kind of bite him a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit, but that's all right. It is just one race. Whoa, what has happened here? Why do we have 3 yellow flags all of a sudden, all on separate parts of the track?
I was noticing that as well, yeah. Cadlick.
That guy's just off in the gravel. It's Lynn making a move onto the Ferrari. Huh?
Oh, man.
That looked like lag.
It looked like netcode.
Yeah.
Kind of bumped them together, but I think in all honesty, that was Lynn trying to dive underneath the Ferrari, and it didn't quite work.
definitely. It ended with him in the gravel, so I think that's a bit of an understatement.
Yeah.
Ewig,
Hey,
in the Vivid Global, has caught up to Chronotis once again. Why don't we ride alongside with him as he's going through the arena sector, trying to make a switchback. He has gotten massive gains, and oh man. Okay, onboard is not a great option because its server's not doing too great right now, but that's okay.
Yeah, heavy brakes there from Chrono, just trying to tell Ewig to back it up. I know you're there, but back it up. And it worked. 0.6 seconds, and Chrono's gonna have to rely heavily on some exits here.
Wow,
and,
this is a very decisive move from him. He had his mind about this move made up before he even exited that corner. He just kept that line straight the entire time, trying to carry that speed. Going for the switchback here. Not gonna happen.
He wanted the inside line of that hairpin, and like you said, he decided that. He wanted that way back when.
Man,
that's really good driving by Chrono.
That corner has gotten the best of a lot of people here tonight, and as you can see, it's even tricky for these guys. 10 minutes to go left in this race. We have been here for about an hour and 50 minutes under green flag conditions. So, coming down to these closing minutes, Ewig has to get this job done relatively soon. Well, obviously, but like he's got to get it done soon.
Yeah, and kudos to these guys. The whole race, they've ran for the most part. Everything has been incredibly clean. Great battles. We've had a little door bang, a little argy-bargy there, but for the most part, these guys, they've killed it.
I don't think we had one major incident. Shane Reese looks like he's...
I don't think so.
Getting overtaken there by Nate Lamlin, lap car.
No, that was Mastachero in that yellow BMW.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
And Rasevsky and Gerasimov making their way through traffic.
This is not what Ewig wanted.
No, he's got the 2 liters right there. And he's had to back out, but you know what that means? Chrono's gonna have to back away from him too, so...
Yeah, but he just lost like 2 seconds there, which isn't much, but that's gonna be... If Chrono can manage to let him by on this straight sector coming up here, which I'm trying to...
Now, what we're realizing here now is that the battle for 1 and 2 dipped between less than a second. No way!
That was just a very... Oh my! That's the position there. Chrono loses the position to Ewig. Ewig gifted it. That was... Let's take a look at that again. I want to take a look at that from the helicam.
Oh man, the dive down the inside.
That's a no-go.
And, Gerasimov, he's leading the race too, and just happens to bump.
That was unnecessary. I mean, he does have... In fact, not only... This spices up the lead, as now we have...
1.5 seconds.
Yeah, there's about a 2-second gap between these two now, roughly. Closing, hopefully. We'll see. But that was just a really impatient move from Ivan, in my opinion. But I don't know. I'm not a steward. I'm not going to...
It was... I think that he thought there was more room than there was. There was plenty of room there, but... I don't know. I think there is a better place. Yeah. There is a better place to pass. But again, we're not stewards.
Versosa's off in the gravel.
Uh-oh.
And stopped, so it looks like something has happened catastrophically there. Hopefully not.
It is a Ferrari.
That wasn't funny. Why did I laugh?
You giggled.
I don't know why. I don't know why I laughed. It wasn't funny.
You giggled. Yeah, now we have Aaron Kuhn battling down the other QV Motorsport Ferrari. I believe that's Toth.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. P. Toth has looked pretty comfortable after he got that damage fixed early on. He's provided some good racing for that QV Motorsport Ferrari team. So
that's sitting down in P17 currently, trying to look up ahead for that. Or rather, he's trying to not look up ahead. He's not going to get up ahead, I don't think. Got a bit of work to do. 4 seconds in 6 minutes. I mean, that is just one error from Pascal. Pascal Reinhard. Wait. Oh. Have I been combining these? Oh, I'm sorry, Friedrich. If I've called you Reinhardt, I think I have been, but I don't know.
It's Reichhardt.
Yeah, and Reinhardt.
Yep.
I didn't realize there was two. I apologize to all the
Also,
German viewers.
Looks like Versosa did have terminal issues because they're no longer in the race.
Ah, you hate to see it. 6 minutes left to go. They made it that far.
Hate to see it.
Aaron Kuhn, he's looking like he wants that position more than ever.
He wants it.
This is not going to work.
Oh no. Not here.
This is... Is it gonna work?
No, not quite.
This shouldn't work.
There's that inside line. I think that maneuver right there was... Those are some serious huevos.
Yeah, that's
on Aaron Kuhn.
A very dominance maneuver.
Yeah. And he just sends it a little too hard there into that hairpin, and as a result, he's still wicked close. He's got 4 minutes. He's got to apply the pressure, and Toth has got to defend pretty hard. So, also, Lichten, there are developing story, right? P15.
Yeah.
So.
Sorry, continue.
I was just going to say, Toth has done a good job of defending in the past. We've seen it after he got the car fixed. So, even from his own teammate. So, I think Kuhn's going to really have to try to beat up Toth to get this to work.
This is for the race lead here.
These two guys, yeah. Look at this, 0.4 between them.
Pavlo and Ivan have 4 minutes to go.
Povelchuk. Oh, no, it is Pavlo. His first name. Yep.
Come on.
So sorry. Yep. Nope. Yep. So sorry. I'm so used to last names. And this NSX is just so agile and quick. It is what the Porsche wants to be.
Yeah,
it does have a little bit more top-end speed.
So on the edge.
It is very on the edge. And that BMW is the exact opposite. It's a little bit more, quite a bit more stable, taller, too. Look at the size difference between these two guys.
This is going to be an alternate line from Pavlo here. Pavlo trying to close that gap up even more. So he can brake just so much more confidently, it seems, in that NSX than the BMW. The BMW is so heavy.
I think he's... my thought process is that Gerasimov... Oh, there was an opening in the inside there. No chance. It's going to stay... He's going to try to keep him to the outside, but...
He's trying to go for this. No, don't do that. This is not good. This is a bad idea. This is for the race lead. Oh my goodness, what is going to happen here? Is he going to end up in the grass? Oh, they're side by side. It might actually work. This is for P1 and the move. It sticks. Pavlo.
Yeah, little door bang. Nice job there by
with a flash of the lights, there's a flourish at the end. Polvachuk gets the job done for P1. What an insane overtake on a part of the track that you never see an overtake happen.
No, in all honesty, I would have waited maybe for the hairpin or the straight. Man, he just sends it, and confidence is key right there. And Gerasimov, I think Gerasimov really wanted to try to back up Polvachuk, and it didn't work, and that's why he was really heavy on the brakes.
Wow.
Ended up biting him in the butt. And Polvachuk takes advantage.
NSX takes the race lead. The 86 leads the way for right now. Ivan disappointed and is even gonna maybe come under pressure from Korst behind.
Yeah, Yana Kort's a point less than a second, 0.5 seconds away, or I should say 0.5 away from Gerasimov, and just a little bit of a crumble there by the Turner Motorsport BMW.
I think that they've done their tires in.
They could have. Yeah, you know, these guys, Gerasimov maybe pushed a little too hard, maybe grained him a little bit, but I think this could come down. This battle for 2 and 3 is going to come down to the wire. I think Polvachuk's going to fly away, but we got some pretty good talent in our top 3 here. And poor Pobby. Poor Pobby.
Yeah.
Ends up in P4, but nice job doing it solo.
Well, we'll never know. Actually, wasn't it on the last lap that he took the
It was
the race
yes,
win last time? And
but
we'll
he
see.
has it's a almost 30-second gap right now.
Yeah, anything
so
can happen in racing, and it usually
anything
does.
can happen in racing. Yep.
We will see here. I think you're probably right, but
And
Yannick
Lucas
Kortz.
Lichten, he's also we're down in P14, P15. Just a quick update. He's battling with my buddy Steve Tomazic, New Jersey native, and he's gonna get it done. He's gonna get up into P14.
He's got one more position to go in 30 seconds. I don't think it's going to happen. He's got 20 seconds to close in 30 seconds. I don't think that's going to happen.
No, I don't think so unless some massive failure happens. But yeah, let's take a look at this battle for 2 and 3. Just insane in the membrane right now.
Hey, thank you very much, Works, and congratulations to you guys as well. But there's bumping and banging. Yannick Kortz has made contact with Gersmov.
Oh, no.
Gersmov is off, and that's going to put the P2 into the hands of Yannick. Ivan is going to be furious at that.
Yeah, BMW on BMW.
Let's go back and see that again. Ivan runs wide there, which gives the opportunity to Yannick, and Yannick just turns in a little. That could have been netco, that could have been anything, but regardless, it happened.
That could have been a lot worse, too.
It could have.
That could have been a bit of a side bang. But nice job there by Kovalchuk coming across P1. Congratulations to the Ukrainian. The Dutchman, Yannick Kortz, takes a polarizing P2. And the Turner Sports BMW and the 2 Russians, Gerasimov, coming in P3. What a podium.
Yeah.
Different podium than last week, which is interesting. Poor Pobby coming in P4. Nate Lamlin, P5. Nice drive from him. Great recovery from last week. Horman and his teammate going to cross the line together. No, wait, that's Bronson Turner. Excuse me. Yellow McLaren. Horman P6, Rasberger P7, Ewig P8, Cruz coming in a P9, and Kronos in P10 to round out your top 10 for these guys. Great drive from these. This was dope. I can't wait for Watkins Glen. I love Watkins Glen. It's so much fun. So
I don't know if we're gonna have a driver's interview.
I don't think so. We can maybe snag Tim Triquette, but if not, I think we got to find a raid, right?
I will work on that. Yes, you keep talking.
I'm gonna keep talking. Yes, of course.
Oh, you suck.
What?
You went silent immediately. I thought you were doing that on purpose.
I'm so sorry.
I thought you were doing it on purpose. It's fine.
No. I was not doing it on purpose. I was reading chat on Twitch. I was reading the love. Thank you, M-Work, for the kind words from the commentary and media team. Shirts will be inbound. Mike is going to buy me a shirt. I know it. And then Casey Schutte throwing some apologies in chat to a washed-up squid. But, yeah, bravo to Kovalchuk, Kortz, and Gerasimov, although a little, like I said, controversial finish there. And again, nice job there by the rest of our drivers. And unfortunate end for some of them as well. A little bit of disconnect issues, which we apologize for. So we'll do it all again next week. We are headed off to New York, where we will race at the Glen. And of course, coming up, we also have the 12 Hours of Bathurst Endurance Race, which will be streamed over on the Box 3 Twitch. That is a combination effort of Trackalicious, 949, and Box 3. That'll be a pretty fun race. We have the Sunday Pro Series coming up for GT3, top 50 drivers. Of course, we're just kind of plugging that all stream long because it is going to be. And Mike and I will be doing that. And yeah, we're stoked. I'm also going to see what we can do about Trackalicious merch, because, I mean, if Vivid Global's got us beat on the merch game, you know?
I sense a challenge coming.
I do sense a challenge. I think Eric is probably going to tell me to stop
Yes.
stop talking.
Probably.
So, yep. What's the hieroglyphics?
Yeah, I'm not. I
in the
wasn't.
chat?
I wasn't too sure either. So it's all good.
Yeah.
We're chilling. But yeah, no, it's been a great stream. I have a raid. I have a raid ready.
Where are we going?
We are going to be going over to Horsebox Streams. They are currently, looks like they're spectating or watching a race over. I'm not sure. I don't want to turn the audio on, but getting ready for the 6 hours at Spa or involved in it. But make sure you guys go check them out. Drop them a follow. Thank you, Roy. Thank you for the follow. Blue.
Dude, these shirts are sick.
Thank you. I know, right? Thank you very much for being here in the booth with me,
Absolutely.
Blue, and joining. Hope everyone enjoyed this stream. And let me just double. No, it's too late. We're just gonna send it. I'm gonna send the raid over to Horsebox Streams.
Send it.
So have a good night, everybody, and thanks. Congratulations to our 3 podium drivers, and yeah, have a great night or great day.
Do it next week.
We will be back next week, same time. And thank you everyone for the final follows at the end. Bye.